lineup of new strawberry 5, now making its nationwide debut. Served on a buttermilk ranch bun, the sandwich features pepper jack cheese, caramelized onion-flavored candied bacon, lettuce, tomato, and pickled jalapenos. Comes with a creamy jalapeno ranch sauce on the side. They're also doing the strawberry hibiscus and Sprite. You can do the strawberry hibiscus lemonade, diet or regular. Also the strawberry hibiscus frosted lemonade. Have you guys had one of their frosted lemonades?
I have not.
Oh, I've had that.
Man, I had one the other. I didn't have it, but like Jack was like, "You got to try this," because him and Clayton get it all the time.
Tastes like a lemon icebox pie.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Do you think Chick-fil-A ever has to buy advertising, or they just change a menu item and gets free commercials all the time in all over the world?
I think there is a lot of that. I think they get a nice advertisement when you drive by a Chick-fil-A, and it's always got a line wrapped around.
Yeah. I don't think they have any brand ambassadors or influencer deals.
They used to have a great deal with us back in the day.
Yeah, they do a lot in college football. You know, they do those commercials where people are sitting on the couch and they tell the stories that sometimes I wonder just...
Seems like we have a Chick-fil-A story in trash
quite often. Yeah.
Almost every week, it seems like.
Which shows you what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Like they do
I also think Tyler's
change.
a big fan of Chick-fil-A. Fair?
I am.
A guy stopped me at church Sunday and said, "I just want you to know, tell Tyler, I had no earthly idea that they changed anything on the fries. They've never changed how they taste."
You're not a real Chick-fil-A
Well,
fry
this is a guy at a Baptist
You're either
church.
dunking them in the sauce or not eating them.
A guy at a Southern Baptist church. You don't think he's a real Chick-fil-A eater?
I had them Saturday. I can't tell the difference, but I'm dunking them in the Polynesian.
See? You're either covering them in sauce or you're not a real Chick-fil-A fry
So
eater.
you can tell the difference.
I absolutely noticed.
Can you tell the
second
difference,
they
Dunaway?
changed
I
it.
can. I'm back raw dogging them. I don't put the ketchup or anything. And
You're doing what to the fries?
I raw dog them, man. I don't put anything on them. And they're worse. I like them better with the pea stuff on them.
I mean, I can't tell the difference.
I never could tell the difference.
Pea. All right.
They were crispier the other way around. That's trash today.
Yep.
Brought to you in part by our friends at Gutter Cap. C-Stu can help you out, man. If you don't have clean gutters right now, you saw the rain falling over your house last night like a waterfall. That is bad news eventually for you. Get those gutters cleaned and capped one last time and never have to worry about them again, LT.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I haven't cleaned gutters out, and I can't remember how many decades, but it is dirty. It's dangerous. It's one thing you don't want to do. If you get on the roof, you slip, you fall, you snap the neck and die. No good to the wife or kids. Cap it, don't snap it. Call Chris Stewart today. He will come out and give you an absolutely free estimate. Gutter Cap is a patented cover system. It will fit over most existing gutters. It will keep the gutters clean and free-flowing. For more information, guttercapbirmingham.com.
We'll hear from Stephen Pearl tomorrow before Auburn's SEC tournament game. We'll hear from Nate Oates on Thursday before Alabama gets going in Nashville. And Kalen DeBoer talking today. All that on tomorrow's show. New next reel today will drop out for you, or tomorrow, whenever it happens. They're recording it today. And our new Bama and Bourbon later this week. All that right here on the Next Round platform. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.
Catch up on all today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
Your representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
We've got so much to get to today, including the SEC basketball tournament, which starts today. Quick answer before we get into everything else we're going to talk about, and we'll get to the SEC tournament later this first segment. Is it more surprising? I don't want to use the word embarrassing. More surprising that Kentucky is playing today on day one with their basketball history, or that Auburn's playing today after going to the Final Four last year? I'm not using the word embarrassing here, but that's where I was going to go. But which is more surprising, that Kentucky, with $20 bazillion spent on this roster, is playing today, or Auburn 1 year removed from the Final Four?
It's Kentucky.
Yeah.
I mean, once you added
Auburn,
the $22 million line, that
well,
did,
I was going to put in the roster price, but then the fact that it's Stevens' first year and it was a completely remade roster. I mean, I think Auburn fans, if you would have told them they were playing the first day, they'd be super pissed and super disappointed in the season, but it's got to be Kentucky.
Yeah.
But both are surprising.
And then maybe you throw Texas in there too. LSU, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, South Carolina, Oklahoma. Somebody's got to play the first day.
Well, in fact, eight teams, Jim, have to play the first day.
But when you see Kentucky, Auburn, where their program is, Texas with Sean Miller, and where that program should be, it's shocking that those three teams are the anchor teams. Throw in Oklahoma tonight, and those are your four SEC tournament teams on a Wednesday.
I'm told in the chat, I think it's Morgan I first saw say this is Kentucky's first ever Wednesday appearance. So that's
Morgan
what makes
told me that the other night at the Coleman Coliseum.
So I guess that makes it even more surprising.
I was like, I haven't thought about that.
Now, in the history of the tournament, Wednesdays are fairly new. This thing used to never start until Thursday.
But also surprising, Vanderbilt double bye.
Double bye for Vandy. Yeah, and the fact that Bucky has Texas A&M not playing the first day, pretty impressive. We'll talk about Auburn, the bubble, and all that when we get to that. But we jump into the show brought to you by our friends at Kalshi today. Before you tell us about Kalshi, I lost a little money last night on USA Baseball. We're about to talk about that.
This is amazing.
But Kalshi, you can jump in and. I mean, I didn't think Italy was going to win 3 games.
Only Dunaway would predict Italy as being.
I don't think anybody thought Italy was going to win.
Tell us about Kalshi, how we can take positions on anything. I've already got some SEC tournament positions out there for today.
Yeah, look, this is a fun time of year where you're sitting at the office and you're like, damn, I need something to kill the time. I got to sit here till 5 o'clock. Download that app, Kalshi. First thing you need to do, put in that code TNR. You're going to get $10 when you trade $10, and you can use Kalshi, legally available in all 50 states, to play, to put positions on these tournament games. It's as simple as that, Brown.
Code TNR gets you $10 on your first $10 position. Scott is going to show those of you watching the Auburn, Mississippi State live number right now. For those of you not watching, I'll tell you, Auburn's at 74%, State at 26%. You can play at Auburn minus 7.5 for the 2 o'clock tip. 2 o'clock Central tip right there at Kalshi. If you want to get a position on Auburn or State, you can do that right there at Kalshi, Kalshi.com, or the Kalshi app. Any of the games, pop culture with the Oscars coming up this weekend. You can play crypto futures, climate, economics, all those things right there at Kalshi, Kalshi.com, and the Kalshi app. Code TNR gets you $10 with your first $10 position.
Okay, so Italy. Now, none of these guys actually are over in Italy when baseball season is going on. They're all big leaguers. And if you watched the game last night, I'm watching it, and Caglione used to play for Florida. We saw him just hammer the SEC at the Hoover Met. They start going through. He's on the Italian team because on his mother's side, his great-grandmother was in Italy and came to the U.S. Or this guy was stationed in Italy. His dad
studied abroad there for a summer.
We blindfolded him, and he found Europe on a map.
Yeah. So that's how you get to this. But Italy beats the U.S. last night. Aaron Judge tying run at the plate, strikes out at the end. The biggest takeaway from all of this is that the U.S. manager, Mark DeRosa, who was on the MLB Network yesterday morning. Now, he's the skipper. He's the guy in charge on his interview with his buddies, because he's on the MLB Network all the time. So we got basically a former player, sportscaster managing our team. And he, in his interview, the hot stove, he's like, we're going to take this game serious tonight. We want to win it, even though we've already punched our ticket onto the quarterfinals. So not so fast, Mark DeRosa. You lose the game, and if things fall right today, the Americans are eliminated. How embarrassing is that?
Yeah, look, I know you've got to have a tiebreaker, but when your tiebreaker is runs allowed divided by outs needed, like,
it's
what is
weird.
the formula? If Mexico scores 4 or less runs,
Yeah, you got it, right?
So if Italy wins, no problem. The Americans go on because they beat Mexico. But if you're in a 3-way tie, you want it to be, if you care about the Americans advancing at all, you need the Mexico team to score at least 5 runs in their win. If it's a low-scoring Mexico win today, the Americans are eliminated from this.
So we need Mexico to go ham is basically what we need.
I mean, I don't know how much this means to the Americans, but I was talking about this roster. When I saw the lineup a couple of weeks ago, I mean, it just blew me away. I mean, there were 3 teams that legitimately could win this thing, and I don't understand why the Americans would be so laissez-faire when it came to this if you knew that you were in jeopardy if you somehow lost that game because you sat 4 starters.
But they didn't know.
That's right.
DeRosa didn't know.
Mismanaged.
But
this
how do
thing.
you not know, though?
That's the question.
Yeah.
But beyond that,
Because I'll go ahead and tell you,
please.
because you're playing a team that's got a block I, like they just Googled, give us a letter I, and the first I that popped up, they put it on Italy's hat, and they're thinking to themselves, we're just about to boat race this team, which, the Cauchy position was minus 5.5 runs.
Well, it looked like when the Americans woke up, maybe internally in the dugout, somebody was like, hey, you understand if we lose this game, there is a path that we're eliminated. And maybe that's at the point they were like, damn.
Yeah. What are we doing here?
The best tweet I saw, to your point, they set 4 starters. The best tweet I saw, and I thought of Forrester because he's done a lot of travel ball in his time, was no doubt after this game, Bryce Harper's dad and Alex Bregman's dad are in the parking lot starting a new travel baseball team because their 2 sons were on the bench today.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm watching this game. I've watched nothing, but I get back from golf and I turn it on, and the Italians are up 3-0. Then it's 5-0. So now I'm in. It gets to be 8-0. And I'm watching. It's 8-0. And here's 7th inning. Bryce Harper's pinch hitting. And I'm like, Bryce Harper's on this team and he's not starting? And then I find out afterwards Alex Bregman's on this team and he doesn't come to the plate. And then I find out that Mark DeRosa didn't know what he was doing.
What I couldn't figure out in all of this is why do we need to rest guys? Was it the 3rd game they played?
Yeah.
I mean, my God, they're going to play a 162-game season starting next month.
Yeah, I would assume what has happened, and I could be completely wrong, is when you get some of these guys to play, they're like, hey, look, I'll play, but I don't want to play the full freight.
Right. I mean, like we know Scuba was like, I'll give you 1 start and that's it. I'm heading back to spring training after that. That's fine. We knew that was coming, right? And maybe Skeens is the same way. I have no idea. It may not matter. They may all be heading back to spring training soon. But that was like, I saw that this morning. I went to bed with it 4-0 thinking Dunaway has made the greatest call in the history of his life.
I backed off. I bet the Americans last night.
Yes, of course. In Dunaway fashion, you bet against your call and lost. But I went to bed, and I woke up this morning. But I went to bed thinking the same thing. Like, well, surely we're through to the next round. This is a nothing game. And I see this morning that DeRosa has screwed this whole thing up. So I watched the soundbite from the Major League Baseball Network show. First of all, embarrassing.
Yeah.
That he just says, we're on through to the next round and doesn't know.
He says he misspoke now, but
when
you watch it, it's obvious he didn't know what the rules were.
Our ticket is punched, Jim, is the phrase he used.
Yeah.
But secondly, I was like, why are we resting guys? They have played 2 games.
Yep.
They got a 162-game season coming up. They can't play 3 straight games.
Looking at the early odds, the Americans were minus 115 to win the WBC. Dominicans right behind plus 350 and Japan plus 400. Now the Americans have dropped to plus 220. Even with Italy being 3-0, Italy right now is 22-1.
Yeah, to win the whole thing.
Just start fading them. I'm going to double up my bet the next time they play that they're,
Puerto Rico, Mexico, Venezuela, and then the 3 top, Japan, U.S., and Dominican Republic, all have shorter odds right now than Italy.
Did we hammer Mexico today at Cauchy promo code TNR?
My first thought when I saw it this morning that it went final is that we sold our soul as a sports nation to the devil to get a gold in hockey.
Right.
And now we've sacrificed the sport we invented.
Yahoo Sports writes this: if Mexico wins on Wednesday while scoring 4 runs or fewer, there will be 20-some American superstars dragging their lazy asses back to spring training.
Yeah. Who's pitching for Mexico today? Do you guys know?
No clue.
I don't know.
If you roll Fernando Valenzuela out there in 1981, I mean, he could throw a 3-1 complete game and completely ditch the Americans. I don't know if they care, though. You think they care?
Well, it looked like they cared last night. I mean, Aaron Judge is up there as the tying run, and he gets smoked by Greg Weissertz, a bullpen guy from the Boston Red Sox.
Wait a minute. Aaron Nola starting for Italy.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's Aaron Nola for Mexico today.
No, he's going for Italy.
No, he's going for Italy.
Oh, for Italy.
Yeah, he's going for the block eye.
On his mother's side, his grandparents vacationed in Italy in the 1900s.
I mean, his name ends with a vowel.
Is Aaron Nola still a good pitcher? I mean, that guy's been a good pitcher.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So we got a good major league pitcher.
I really think they saved their ace for Mexico, thinking that was their path to make it.
Yeah, we got to have this win.
We can beat Great Britain and Brazil. We'll lose to the Americans. If we beat Mexico, we can advance. I think that was their plan.
Now, Forrester, so you tell me, Forrester, you don't have any White Sox good enough to play for the American team, but boy, they killed us last night for the Italians.
I mean, it was like the Birmingham Barons up to the White Sox for the Italians.
2 bombs.
Yeah. And actually, the catcher, right? The catcher.
Kyle Teal.
Yeah.
What's his Italian heritage?
He ate when he was with the Barons at Gianmarco's.
So who is starting, though, from Mexico?
It's a TBD. It's TBD. We don't have a name yet.
I got to check out the roster.
We got Aaron Nola going for Italians.
I hope their guy eats dinner with Mark DeRosa. I hope he has no idea what's going on today either.
I mean, DeRosa's the most Italian-sounding guy we've mentioned yet.
There's no doubt.
And he's handling the United States.
He may have thrown the game because his grandparents vacation there.
I want to know where his grandparents vacation if he's throwing a game.
Yeah, on which side of the street his bread's buttered. That just was crazy last night. Another thing that was crazy last night, after we tell you about Alexander Shunnarah, trial attorneys, tell us about Alexander Shunnarah.
Shunnarah.com. Alexander Shunnarah, trial attorneys. They are the people you go to with any legal issue you have. You know by now Alexander Shunnarah handles personal injury cases. Do you know, though, that he also handles fire and storm damage cases, bad drug and device cases? He handles employment, workers' compensation. The list goes on and on and on. So don't just think, well, it's not a personal injury case. I don't need to use Alexander Shunnarah. You absolutely do. Shunnarah.com is where you start. Shunnarah.com, that is the guy you go to. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case. With Alexander Shunnarah trial attorneys, Shunnarah.com, Shunnarah.com.
Okay, you guys know I'm an open book on this show. Will get criticized sometimes for my soft feelings. I enjoyed watching Italy and the Americans play baseball last night. It was a pure moment. The Italian team pulling the upset was pure moment. But then I have this other side of me that refuses to accept things for just being pure, just a good sports moment. So Forrester is texting me about Bam Adebayo scoring 83. And my first thought was, what a bogus 83 points. Passing the great Kobe Bryant's 81, second most NBA points all time. I'm sitting here poking holes in it because I'm enjoying Italy beating in a meaningless baseball game. In a meaningless NBA game, this guy's scoring 83, and I'm sitting here going, this shouldn't count. This shouldn't pass Kobe Bryant's 81.
It was hokey. It was. I don't want to take anything away.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one.
You're a Kobe guy, though.
Yeah. Now, go back, and I was watching that game in 2006, and the amazing thing is the Lakers were getting dominated by the Raptors that night. So they were down 18 in the second half.
So this wasn't, let's go get Kobe all he could get.
This is when Kobe was playing with Smush Parker. So, Kobe had to take the game over.
Right.
Last night, and I got a heads up from our buddy, one of our listeners, Morgan. He was like, "Are you watching this?" And I was like, "No." And then I had to stop a 1956 Stanley Kubrick movie, The Killing, to jump into this. Great movie, by the way.
On a Tuesday night.
But Mark DeRosa just thought it was going to be a beating. He didn't think it'd be a killing.
I jump into it, and I'm like, they are purposely fouling, missing free throws, and doing everything they can up 25 to get him possessions and shots.
So I immediately went and looked at Wilt's 100-point game this morning just to see, because they were playing the New York Knicks.
Yep.
Because
I did too.
I immediately saw criticism of, well, they were just trying to get Bam Adebayo as many points as possible. Incidentally, Philadelphia was doing the same thing with Wilt Chamberlain.
100%.
You have to if you're getting 100
That's right.
points.
That's right. So, I mean, that criticism doesn't fly with me. So the Knicks had two 6'10 guys. Wilt was 7'1". One 6'10 guy didn't play. The other 6'10 guy fouled out in 20 minutes. 6 fouls in 20 minutes. Wilt shot 32 free throws that night. He got a quarter of his points from the stripe.
Yeah.
and barely made
comfortable 43 for Bam last night.
Yeah, barely made half his shots from the field. Wilt did. Barely made half his shots from the field. I'll say that again for emphasis, to score 100 points. So don't tell me they weren't trying to get Wilt 100 also. And he played, by the way, all 48 minutes in a 20-point win.
No,
And that Knicks team was 29-51 that year, so that
so
was
it was a bad team. Yeah.
That Raptors team that Kobe got his on was 27-55, because that was the first thing I thought was, well, they're playing the Wizards, who's probably tanking, trying to get another draft pick that's not going to help them.
No, look, that wasn't a good team. But again, the Lakers are down 18 in the second half.
Yeah,
that was Kobe trying to take the game over, which he did. This game was flipped. It was the other way around. Miami dominated the entire game. More impressive for me was what he did in the first quarter.
Yeah.
I mean, he couldn't miss. He had 31 points in the first quarter. So, again, you don't want to diminish it, but when it got into the second half, when a lot of people like myself tuned in, you were like, this is worse than an all-star game, the way it was playing out.
Yeah. So it felt fake to me, but 31, I think, was the most points ever scored in the first quarter.
I mean, it's got to be close.
It's got to be close.
12 minutes. How are you going to score more than 31?
I know his made free throws 36 was a record. His attempted free throws 43 was a record.
I mean, just in the fourth quarter and looking, I went back and looked at these numbers. So when Kobe scored his 81, Kobe had 9 field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. It was still a 1-point game in the fourth quarter, by the way, and 13 free throws. Bam last night had 8 field goal attempts in the fourth quarter and 16 free throw attempts.
Yeah. So, again, I don't think Wilt scores 100 without you trying to get him 100. So they were literally trying to get Wilt 100. And they were trying to get Bam Adebayo points. Now, were the Philadelphia, what were they, the Monarchs or something? No, the Athletics or something. It was before they were the 76ers, whatever they were. Warriors, I think, maybe. Were they intentionally missing free throws and getting boards, letting Wilt get the board and put it back? I don't know. I mean, I don't think there's any video of that game.
There's not.
It was played in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Well, you just see the picture of him holding a piece of paper 100.
Yeah, it was played in Hershey, Pennsylvania. It was a weird game between them and the Knicks, and there's no video of it. So I don't know how the game played out. I know I did look. Wilt also pulled down 25 boards that night. So, 100 points, 25 boards is a pretty unique double-double.
Did you guys get to watch any of it, though?
I didn't watch one play.
I did not care.
Okay.
I don't care.
I started off by saying, Forrester texted me, and I rolled my eyes.
Well, one thing I will say is it did bring people in. The NBA that lost some viewers might have brought some back last night. But again, when you come into that, you're like, what am I watching? But I will say the Wizards, as bad as their defense have been the entire year, they were putting 2 and 3 on him nonstop in the fourth quarter. And they really couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Again, he was, forcing shots. It's impressive anytime anybody can go out and get 83. But I do think if certain people press night in, night out against certain opponents, they might be able to do this.
Is this a tribute? Do you consider that a tribute to Wilt? I think it is.
Yeah. Well, Kobe also held up a sheet, 81, handwritten.
With the towel on the head the way Wilt did. That's an iconic photo.
Yeah. So, you do that.
Yeah.
That 83, though, a lot different than Kobe's 81. That's all I'd say.
I would tend to agree with you not having watched either game.
But knowing about all 3 of them, and by the way, top 5, Wilt 100, Bam now 83, Kobe 81, Wilt 78, Luka 73. To me, the only thing that should be impressive is playoff numbers. And didn't Jordan go for like 60-something?
63 or 65 against Celtics.
In Boston Garden, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, those numbers impress me.
Ain't nobody tanking it
if you're doing it in the playoffs,
That's
then
right.
those numbers, text me next time Bam gets 83 in the playoffs.
Look at that. So Bam shot 47% last night. Kobe shot 61%.
Yeah, a bit different there. Yes.
Yeah. Crazy night. But
one
of them meaningless. Both of them, I guess, meaningless.
Yeah.
One of them intrigued me watching Italy beat the Americans, and then the other one I was like rolling my eyes.
It's 2 things I did not think we'd be talking about today. Yep. As soon as we talk about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander yesterday, the best player to come out under Cal, Adebayo was like, hold on a sec, hold my beer. I'm coming out.
I did think about that when I saw it this morning. Yeah.
And he has had a really, really good career.
1986 in Boston, Jordan was 63. You're correct on that. That is the record.
Watch that game.
Elgin Baylor had 61.
I was thinking to myself, now that's scoring.
No,
some
you're right.
That's the one.
That's the one I'll take.
Did not think we would be talking about Italy baseball and Bam Adebayo.
By the way, his girlfriend Asia Wilson, if they get married and have kids,
it's going to be a good hoop player.
You hope so. You hope so.
I did not know he was dating Asia Wilson.
She's at the game last night.
I don't think you can miss on that. I really don't.
The DNA has got to be strong there.
Josh Pate joins the show to start hour number 2. We'll jump into some basketball stuff here, brought to you by our friends at CPAP Plus. Tell us about the O'Neill brothers, LT.
Woody and Joe want to make sure you're getting that 8+ quality hours of sleep each and every night. If you're not, get in and see our friends at O'Neill Medical and CPAP Plus. 5 locations throughout the state of Alabama, 3 right here in Birmingham, including Pelham, Highway 280, and Trussville. If you're looking for the best CPAP gear, personal service you can trust, hundreds of 5-star Google reviews, trust CPAP Plus for all of your CPAP needs. Stop by today. You're going to find the best service and equipment all in stock, ready for you. Tell them the next round sent you. For more information, o'neillmed.com. That is ONEALmed.com.
And our friends at the Jack Links 500 over at Talladega. The big racing weekend's coming up April 24th through Sunday, April 26th. The Sunday is the Jack Links 500 race, but you get doubleheader racing on Saturday and all the fun all weekend long. There's no racing like Talladega racing. Door to door, bumper to bumper, big train of cars in the draft. It's just nothing like it. Wide track, so you go 4 wide. It is the best racing in NASCAR, and you can be there. Get your tickets right now, TalladagaSuperspeedway.com or 877-GO-TO-DEGA, TalladagaSuperspeedway.com. Coming up April the 26th. Can't wait for another great race coming up at Talladega. All right, cut number 9, if you can, Tyler, 9. Before we get to the basketball, last week we gave you Brian Kelly on the Dusty and Danny show on Sirius XM. Dusty Dvorak, Danny Cannell. The soundbite that is continuing to make the rounds is a little blip out of it. We're going to play this little clip. It's about when he was leaving Notre Dame to go take the LSU job. And Brownie, LT, tell me what jumps out at the early part of this little clip here about Brian Kelly's time at Notre Dame.
It's hard. I mean, we had just finished building our dream home, my wife and I. You could walk out our home and look at the Golden Dome. We tore down an apartment complex to build this beautiful home. We had no intentions of leaving Notre Dame.
We tore down an apartment complex.
Quite the flex.
Yes, we put 30 families out of a home so we could have our home.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
This guy.
Do we have pictures?
I would love to find them. I'll see if I can find them.
Social media reacted like, with Brian Kelly's past, are we sure he got everybody out before he tore down the complex?
Hey, that's a Clay Travis quote right
really
there.
is.
That's who I was thinking of. Like, we tore down an apartment complex, dug up a golf course from our front yard, and put it right at 30A.
I mean, who gets that house? Marcus Freeman?
I don't know.
I mean, you got to
the
be
Pope?
You got to be a huge Notre Dame fan, right?
I mean, it's amazing that you can have a sentence that says you built a house with an unobstructed view of the Golden Dome, and that's not even the biggest brag in the sentence.
No. But Brian Kelly has said that before to people, like, hey, where we're building was an old apartment complex. And when he said that, he's like, I can never say this out loud to anybody.
That's right.
Because it sounds so bad.
Yeah, he went ahead and did that on Sirius XM, though.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Boy, what a terrible quote.
Brian Kelly, man. A one of a kind, Brian Kelly. Right there.
Where does he live now? Does anybody know?
I have no idea, but if I'm in an apartment, I sleep with one eye open.
I hope he's happy, so he's not tearing down any place I live. Now to basketball. The SEC tournament goes today, as we said off the top. LSU and Kentucky first at 11:30. Kentucky a 7.5-point favorite.
Up to 9, by the way.
Up to 9 now since I first
people are
looked
hammering
them. Yeah, not going well for me.
I mean,
hammered them earlier.
I forgot the bar that is on the corner of the arena right there.
Uh-huh.
But I guarantee you it is absolutely slammed right now, an hour and 37 minutes before tip.
Yeah, as bad as they are, they'll still have that whole arena full just about.
Mississippi State and Auburn go at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Last I saw, Auburn was also a 7.5-point favorite.
7.5 right now, yep.
Ole Miss in Texas and South Carolina and Oklahoma in the night session. For Auburn today, a little bubble help last night. The new bracketology one-sheeter is out from Lenardi, and you saw that, Brownie, and Auburn is what?
Auburn is right where they were yesterday. The amazing part, Scott has it there, is Stanford played yesterday. Lance even said this on the show. Hey, could be good news for you Auburn fans. Stanford on the bubble with you. They play a tricky game against Pitt. Very tricky, Lance, especially in the last 2 seconds of that game where Pitt gets a putback at the horn.
Yeah, terrible loss for Stanford. I said the exact same thing About Virginia Tech and Wake Forest and what happened there?
Tech got beat badly.
Tech got beat badly, but Tech dropped Stanford, according to Lenardi, right where they were yesterday.
Well, I mean, again, if all these teams are losing, I know. There's not much you can do about it.
Shows you how bad this bubble is. Stanford loses to Pitt in the conference tournament. Does not move one bit.
Cincinnati got a big win, and now they're trending up, chasing down Auburn and trying to get into the tournament. UCF, VCU, SMU, Indiana, last four in. UCF, SMU, Indiana playing today. Losses by those teams would help Auburn if they get away.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
But Auburn, the first thing they got to do is they got to beat State.
First thing you have to do is fall down in front of Josh Hubbard and try to slow him down just a little bit.
I tell you what.
I mean, I would say if I'm a committee member, Auburn loses this one and loses State twice in 2 or 3 weeks.
It's done. This is a quad.
Well, you say that, but if everybody else is losing,
this is a quad 3 loss. I mean, if they are paying attention, I'll say it again. This is a quad 3 loss. I need to check. State was borderline getting up into quad 2 for a neutral site game, so I'll double check before I make such a bold statement. But
if they lose, this is
yeah,
it's over.
I
with.
agree.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's quad 2
be.
or quad 3, Jim. You lose in the first round of your conference tournament, it should be over with.
Yeah.
Now again, we say it way more than we should on this show, but you got to have 68, and I don't know how they're going to find 68 this year. We say that a lot too. But they're going to have to find 68 somewhere. 111 is where you find State in the net ranking, so this is a quad 3 game for Auburn. So there is really no good outcome for Auburn. If you lose, it doesn't help you at all. If you lose, you're done. If you win, it doesn't really help you. So Auburn's got to play this game and win just to get a game that will help them.
All the other tournaments going on, we'll talk more about that and more about Auburn's game with Mississippi State later in the show as we get closer to tip time in Nashville. 6 years ago today, the pandemic started, officially called a pandemic 6 years ago today, and the NBA canceled later that day. So historically, it's been 6 years. Seems longer some days and some years, and not that long ago in some situations.
Yeah, but to me, 6 years really jumps. I got this coming up on 4 downs, by the way, a little angle to that.
And before Brownie tells us about Indy Racing coming back to Barber Motorsports, want to always Lance is, we've said this since our radio days, best sales guy in the world. Our countdown to kickoff now brought to you by the great folks at Innisfree.
All right.
We're 171 days away from week 0 kickoff. Great job with our friends at Innisfree. So our countdown to kickoff, 171 days. We'll talk Alabama football in the next segment. Innisfree, a game day tradition in Tuscaloosa, a mainstay on the nightlife here in Birmingham. Great food, great drink, good times. It's time to head to the free with our friends at Innisfree, Tuscaloosa and Birmingham. 171 to kickoff. Coming up on Indy Motorsports.
Well, and guess what? We'll be at the Innisfree Irish Pub
that's right.
tomorrow. The Lakeview location. We're just getting those guys, helping them get ready for St. Patrick's Day, which is coming up a week from yesterday. So we'll be out there with our friends at Bud Light. We'll have great specials. Come join us tomorrow at the Innisfree Irish Pub, 4 o'clock, the Lakeview location.
If you're looking for the ultimate weekend in Birmingham, it is coming March 27 through 29, the Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix at the Barber Motorsports Park, bringing big energy, big crowds, and unforgettable moments. More than a race, a full day of excitement with family fun, great food, music, and world-class IndyCar competition. Make plans to be there for one of Birmingham's biggest weekends of the year. Get your tickets now for the Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger, made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
When you crave activity like we do, you belong in the Roback family. Get the best golf wear, hoodies, and activewear for men and women at Roback.com. Use promo code TNR20 to get 20% off your order. That's Roback.com, promo code TNR20.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Birmingham's fastest party returns to Barber Motorsports Park March 27th through 29th. Medical Properties Trust presents the Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix, powered by AmFirst Experience. 3 days of high-speed action featuring the fastest drivers in the world from the IndyCar Series. Enjoy the Kids Zone, food trucks, beer garden, fan zone, and more. The Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix. Kids 15 and under get in free. Get your tickets now.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
Ain't no party like a Dega party. The noise, the chaos, the will to survive. The biggest, boldest, brashest, fastest, and most intimidating track in all of NASCAR. Only one place calls that home. At Talladega, anything can happen. And at this super speedway, everything usually does. Hell yeah, boys! NASCAR weekend at Talladega Super Speedway, April 24th through the 26th. Get your tickets now at TalladagaSuperspeedway.com.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Ball is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Ball is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
Hey, last night Gonzaga punched their ticket automatically. They were going to be in. Mascot Bulldogs.
Yep.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Easy.
Hofstra punched their ticket. Coach crying. He played at Hofstra, and he was crying on the sidelines as they were punching their ticket to go back to the NCAA tournament. Hofstra mascot?
Oh, I should know this, but I'll say the Eagles.
Eagles, Bulldog. I don't know the answer. The guys on the back help me. I'm going to go with Hofstra. Sounds like the Lions.
I want to say I've seen the animal in their mascot before. I think it's bison or buffalo.
Oh, you know what? I think Brooks is right.
Speedy Claxton, by the way, I think was the coach, former NBA player.
Wait a minute. He's the current coach? Speedy Claxton is?
Yeah. He's in tears.
They are the Hofstra Flying Dutchman.
Okay. Wow, it's kind of like a buffalo there.
But their logo looks like 2 lions.
Okay.
All right.
I must be thinking of somebody else.
Eagles fly.
Long Island is already in. We've already done theirs. I forget what it is.
It was the Sharks.
Siena.
But you pointed out Long Island was in because they won the conference regular season, the regular season league, but they still play a conference tournament, which makes zero sense.
Yeah, me too. Siena.
Siena is the...
I'm going to go Panthers. When in doubt, I go Panthers or Bulldogs.
Bulldogs. I'll go Siena Bulldogs.
I will go the...
Ooh, that sounds right, Brown.
Siena Salukis.
I think they are the Bulldogs, if I'm remembering correctly.
Siena. It seems like they are a dog.
Salukis is Southern Illinois.
I know that.
Yeah, it does seem like they're a dog.
Is nobody on the actual answer? I thought Tyler had the actual answers
I thought
for us.
Forrester and Brooks usually were giving us the answers when we do this usually. But
Somebody's got to look it up. They have a dog.
Yeah, their mascot's a St. Bernard.
But they're the Saints, the Siena Saints, and it is the St. Bernard. Yeah.
I could remember it because they're in the tournament a lot. And then Wright State.
They are I watched the end of this game last night. Wright State.
They might be the Eagles.
I think they are the Eagles.
Yeah. Something with airfare because the Wright brothers.
Yeah.
What is Wright State? Anybody?
They're the Raiders.
The Raiders.
But they have a wolf for the logo.
That makes sense.
What is with these low-rent teams having cool names but generic logos?
Hey, right. Raiders used to travel
Crimson Tide,
with wolves.
Elephant.
That's fair.
Wright State has discount Grant Nelson playing for them. And he's their best player. Well, he may be their best player. I don't know. He's the freshman of the year in that league. And he made an incredible shot block to seal that win. It was actually a very good finish. If people missed it in the horizon, Wright State versus Detroit Mercy. But discount Grant Nelson played the heck out of the game for Wright State.
Our friends at Odie's, where trivia is happening tonight, right?
Yes, Odie's Team Trivia. We do it every Wednesday night. The original location in Crestline. Come see us. Get there early. Enjoy that great food from Rodney Davis. Not only that location, great food, both locations, right at 4 decades from our friend Rodney. The original location in Crestline, where we will be tonight. The newest location in Edgewood, right there on Broadway in Homewood. Stop in. Live music every Friday and Saturday night. Both locations. Great place to watch all the tournament action as well. Birmingham Institution. It's Odie's Tavern.
And our friends at Way to Wellness. Leslie and her board-certified team have built a wonderful facility for you to help you jumpstart your weight loss or control your diet and help with cholesterol numbers, blood pressure, and just a better way of life. Find everything she has to offer at the website aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. At Way to Wellness, no plan is the same. My plan would be different from your plan. For me, I'm basically just these protein bars to keep from bad snacking to maintain my weight loss. They've got everything from injection therapy to meal replacements and everything in between. Hundreds of ways to help you lose weight and be healthier. No contracts, no sign-up fee. The first consultation is free. Aplanforme.com. Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. Football conversation. Before we talk Alabama spring football and what Kalen DeBoer said yesterday, Jon Sumrall. We love this guy on the show, probably because he is honest to a fault. Their spring now taking a little bit of a break, because spring break is happening, but they're underway down at Florida. And his vacation plans changed a little bit.
Yeah, I'll take a few days. I'll be here some, and it's my wife's 40th birthday and our 15th anniversary this year. We were supposed to go to Italy for spring break, and I took this job. So we're gonna do something here in the state, but we'll not be going to Italy because I got too much shit to do.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, but I guarantee you, she was cool with it.
Because of that salary?
Oh, yeah.
It's about a $7 million raise,
look,
probably.
baby, if you want to go over there, take your friends. We'll put you on a yacht, not the same one that Dak's fiance was on, but we'll send you over to the Mediterranean.
Well, that sucked to miss a trip to Italy. Yeah. I mean, I know he's going to have plenty of money to do it, but
finding the time to do it
that's
now.
That's going to be the problem.
That is going to be the time. Florida. Yeah. Just thought that was crazy. Meanwhile, in Tuscaloosa, Alabama continuing with their spring drills, and Kalen DeBoer met the media yesterday. We'll talk quarterbacks in a second, but the biggest, it's crazy to say this, even though they're starting a new quarterback, it is not the biggest question mark about Alabama's offense, is it?
No.
It's still the offensive line, right?
Yeah, I said it a couple of months ago. I think you could put literally every position in front of quarterback on the offense. I think it's offensive line. I think it's receiver. I think it's running back.
Yeah. And that's crazy when you don't have a proven starter, right?
No, yeah. Ryan Williams, you talking about proven starter as quarterback. Yeah. Absolutely. But we just, we've gone through this exercise before. When is the last time Alabama had shaky quarterback play? It was pre-Nick Saban.
That's exactly right. So
it's been 20-plus years.
So here's Kalen DeBoer getting asked a non-quarterback question about starting from scratch, basically, on the offensive line.
between all the new starters you need and a new offensive line coach, I mean, have you ever started from scratch with an offensive line quite like this?
Maybe not quite to that extent across the board when you talk about the coach and all the players. But you've had times where there's 3-4 starters that you have to replace. And so guys are hungry. Guys come in, they're wide-eyed, ready to learn. It creates competition. That's what you want across your team, but especially in that room. And they, really made a lot of improvements in the strength and, really excited about, you want to be excited about every guy, but excited about some certain guys in particular. And now you just got to see that translate onto the football field. And right now there's still some thinking going on. They're trying to get used to just what their job is, much less trying to get used to playing with the guy next to them and hearing those calls when the bullets are really flying. Walkthroughs are one thing, in the meeting rooms another. But now you get on the football field. So there's a learning curve that these guys will go through, but I'm excited about what Coach Clem brings and, the mindset. And that's really what you're trying to create as a football team, but especially up front, you're creating a mindset, creating an attitude here as you go through the practices.
So here's what I want to know. Are we changing the way we're blocking and calling plays and such like that with a new offensive line coach? Because you still have Kalen DeBoer, offensive-minded, Ryan Grubb there. If I'm an Alabama fan, that's what I'm asking. What are we changing? What are we changing about the run game? You got a new O-line coach. Are we going to change the blocking schemes? I'm challenging you. Remember Stink, who used to do?
Yeah, Mark Schlereth.
He does a podcast, and we've had viewers that have sent me, 2 different viewers have sent me a link to his podcast where I don't know when it was. I'll have to go back and find out when it was. But he says, I've just spent 5 hours watching Alabama's offense. So it was from last season.
Okay.
And he's like, their blocking in schemes and running game schemes he's like basically trash.
So are you saying you want to get Stink on the show?
Would love to get Stink on the show to
I'll
talk to him about what he sees with Alabama's offense. Have you guys heard anything? Are they trying to change any parts of the offense?
You heard they were trying to recruit a different offensive lineman as far as like physical stature to meet what Kalen DeBoer and Ryan Grubb want to do offensively, but I'm sure schematically they are definitely going to change things because we've talked about the personnel. Personnel wasn't that bad when you've got Caden Proctor, who will be a first-round guy in May, and you've also got Parker Brailsford.
Second or third round guy, right?
He's probably going to be the second or third center off the board and probably is a second or third round guy.
That's what I was going to say is, as a setup to what I'm about to say, this is going to sound strange to say you're going to have 2 names called from that, 2 of the 5 names called from that offensive line on the NFL draft. Yet, that line can't get much worse than it got last year. I think I said before it can't get any worse, and Lance said, but it can. And Lance is probably right. I shouldn't say it can't get any worse. You would join me on the it can't get much worse than it was, Lim, right?
I mean, I think it would be almost impossible statistically to have less production running the football than Alabama did last year.
Yeah, so I just don't think you can get much worse.
And all you had to do was watch the combine, and the praising of Ty Simpson, when people were breaking down his tape, they were just trashing Alabama's offensive line in the praising of Ty Simpson.
Yeah.
The lack of run game and the protection that he got. They were like, this guy was having to play Alabama out of bad situations and basically put him on his back and carry them to the playoffs.
I mean, I think he was. I mean, Ty Simpson was under pressure all the time. They could not run the football effectively. They certainly couldn't run effectively when it mattered, when they needed second or third down, Lance, and they needed 2. They just couldn't do those things. I just cannot imagine it getting any worse for Alabama. I felt like I watched an all-time low Alabama run game last year.
How much better is the 11-win season last year if you just had average offensive line play? I mean, they probably beat Florida State. I don't know. They were so shell-shocked in that game.
They 100% beat Oklahoma.
But they beat Oklahoma.
100% beat Oklahoma at home and never have to play them in the playoffs. Oklahoma doesn't make the playoffs. Alabama probably gets a home playoff game.
Yeah, so I think that would be the difference is what does it look like on the playoff bracket for Alabama?
Yeah, I mean,
because they probably were losing to Georgia too.
Yeah, probably so.
But they beat Georgia.
In the championship.
It was just such a. It just seemed like so
Hard
They
to
were
beat
so
them twice.
dominated.
Yeah, you beat them once in their place.
Yeah, but even then, you get a home playoff game. I mean, that would have been the big difference.
And maybe a different path in the bracket. Maybe you get Miami. Maybe you get.
But you're still
Ole
not beating
Miss.
Indiana.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to win the whole thing. I don't think an offensive line was the difference in Bama winning the whole thing or not. But Florida State was such a weird game. It's hard to say that would have gone differently. The Oklahoma game in Tuscaloosa 100% would have. I mean, one of those fumbles was a blindside hit on Ty Simpson. They couldn't run the football for anything. I mean, it was just.
I mean, Daniel Hill was your leading rusher that day, and half of it was one carry. So basically 14 carries for 32 yards.
You said it looked like it was in slow motion. Was that the
It
one?
was, yeah. It was that one explosive run Alabama had in the month of November.
Yeah.
But, I mean, how many sacks? Yeah, Oklahoma had 4 sacks.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, when you play a one-possession game, a strip sack from behind and 4 sacks, that's gonna
You know
lose
what's
your
going to be
game.
interesting this year, back to the quarterback position real quick, whether it is Austin Mack or Keelan Russell, if either one of those guys struggles, that guy that we're looking at right there, and Kalen DeBoer, is going to get the criticism. Like the last time I remember Alabama quarterback struggling early on was Blake Barnett against USC. Nobody said a word about Nick Saban.
Yeah.
They're like, that guy sucks.
Yeah.
You know,
But
we got to do something about this.
But he wasn't out there long. Jalen Hurts came
No,
in very quickly.
You're right, but I mean, if anybody struggles at the quarterback position, Kalen DeBoer is going to get all the criticism.
Let's hear Kalen DeBoer talk about the quarterback position after LT tells you about our friends at Crane U.
Very important when you call 855-CRANE-U. And you're in contact with whether it's Francis or Nicole, make sure you mention the next round, 10% off all the great services. Get the Crane training you need today. If you're looking for a new career or if you need further training to advance your current one, our friends at Crane U, they offer the comprehensive, state-of-the-art, fully stocked training facilities for mobile cranes, overhead lifts, forklift training. If you want to use your own equipment, guess what? Team at Crane U will come to you on-site, on-location training offered nationwide. Make the job easier, job site safer. Crane U also offers certification safety inspections to ensure the safest environment possible. Classes are available monthly. So again, 855-CRANE-U or craneu.com.
And right now at Bojangles, you can enjoy that Bojangler, the Alaskan pollock filet, and the Bo's seasoning. The deluxe comes with lettuce, pickle, tomato, and cheese. Also tartar sauce on there. Start your day getting up threes with that breakfast from Bojangles, the triple-double biscuit. Triple the protein with the bacon, sausage, and egg. Double the cheese on that scratch-made Bojangles biscuit, just like all their biscuits. The ham biscuit right now, 2 for $5. You can enjoy all those breakfast items with that brand new iced coffee from Bojangles as well. So go by and try that and finish any meal the way you should with a little strawberry cobbler from our friends at Bojangles, where it is always bow time.
Keelan Russell, Austin Mack. The battle is on in Tuscaloosa. Here's Kalen DeBoer.
Yeah, you can tell that they've had a number of reps, from the last year under their belt. Playing with confidence, calling the play in the huddle with confidence. Both of them, light years of where they were headed a year ago, obviously, and they should be. Love, the talent level as far as that's concerned is not a question. It's just a matter of them building the rapport with their skill around them. Making the throws when they're there, feeling the timing and trust, just feeling comfortable in the pocket. And that just comes with time, feeling comfortable with your offensive line doing the job up front. So, like what they've done through 2 practices, created some good explosives on their end, good feel, working the mobility when they have to. That's part of football too. It forces scramble drills and things like that. When that does come up, that helps our defense as well. So I think they're really putting a lot of pressure on our defense doing the same to them.
What would you guys go seesaw that Austin Mack is your starting quarterback?
50-50.
You really think it's 50-50?
I was going to go 40%, 60-40.
60-40 in favor of Russell?
Of Russell,
Yeah, I would probably go 65-35 in favor of Russell.
Wow, that heavy.
Yeah, but still, I mean, it's
still in doubt.
If it's 65-35, that's a real quarterback battle.
Yeah, I think it is a real quarterback battle.
I do too.
I mean, I only say 50-50. Mack's been there a long time. He has stuck around. He could have transferred again, chose not to. Tells you, number one, his comfort with and as I remember it, Brooks may have to correct me because we were doing the interviews post-game after the Rose Bowl. Brooks, he kind of left the door open when we talked to him about that, did he not, after the Rose Bowl?
I remember y'all's soundbite about him, Brooks. About you're talking about him coming back.
About Austin Mack, yeah. Because I think I point blank asked him, do you see that at Alabama? And he kind of thought through it, right?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't definitively say one way or another for sure. Yeah, he Usually when a guy says that, you think they're gone when they kind of leave it open like that.
Yeah, and I didn't leave that interview thinking he was gone, but he also didn't definitively say, oh, no, zero chance. I am at Alabama. Right. So my point there is he had a mindset of I'm coming back to win this job.
So funny, when I saw y'all's soundbite from there, I took it in my as I watched it, I was like, I wonder where he's going to be the quarterback.
Oh, really? You thought
I
he
wonder
was
if
gone.
he'll go back out west. Could he be the guy that replaces Sam Levitt at Arizona State? I was thinking things like that when I heard that soundbite.
So approval rating on Kalen DeBoer, when was it at its lowest? Was it coming out of Florida State? Or was it last year Oklahoma?
I've got a whole segment on approval rating I want to do later on, but it involves...
There's a reason I bring it up right now.
Is DeBoer on it?
Kalen DeBoer is on there. I got 7 coaches, so... But go ahead. Why?
So what do you think the lowest point was after Florida State?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, probably so.
Well,
I think people...
So just imagine this scenario.
Okay.
You open against East Carolina, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So they should breeze through East Carolina, but then you go to Lexington the next week, and you don't, whether your quarterback is Austin Mack or Keelan Russell, and those guys don't struggle against the Pirates, then you go into Lexington, maybe against a much improved Kentucky team. Can you imagine if they drop that game?
I mean, it's an SEC roster. I mean, that's just different.
And it's an SEC road game.
It's an SEC road game.
I cannot imagine them dropping that game. No.
Yeah. Would that be the lowest moment?
Lance, I don't know he gets the flight home after that.
Yeah. Let's don't think like that. Here, I'll go on a positive.
You know what? 9.5-point favorite. I would put them right now.
That's what you would put it.
I would put it at 9.5. And can you imagine 3-game teaser? Man, all Alabama's got to do is win.
All I got to do is win straight up.
I'll go positive here. I think I'm right about this. I don't think Alabama has any Saturday practices this spring.
Okay.
And until A-Day. And I would not guarantee you, but I would bet that's because you only get so many practices, so it doesn't matter if it's a Tuesday practice, a Wednesday practice, Thursday practice, right? You only get so many practices.
Yeah, you get 20 or whatever it is, yeah.
So why do it on a Saturday?
Why?
I think he's such a good dad. I think he's going to watch his daughter play softball at Washington. I admire that he still can carve out time to fly cross country to watch your daughter, who's an elite softball player, to be a good dad too.
Oh, and that's a 5-hour flight. You got plenty of things. I mean, if you're worried about him like studying film,
do that on the flight.
He can do it on the flight there and back, and he can carve out 2 hours to watch his daughter. I don't have a problem with that.
I have no problem at all with it, but I guarantee you somewhere along the way somebody's going to complain about this.
Sure.
Nick Saban always scrimmaged on Saturdays.
Right.
Alabama always practiced on Saturdays.
This isn't Terry Bowden going to James Taylor.
No. Yeah. Jon Sumrall canceled his family vacation to Italy.
Yeah. And it's all bull crap, man.
Right.
If you only get 15 practices, you get 15 practices.
Yeah, whatever
it doesn't matter if it's on Saturday or Tuesday.
I don't have a problem
or
with that.
Thursday. Yeah. The guy should be able to go watch his daughter play freaking softball.
And I'm with Lance. With the technology we have now, you can do anything in a plane that you can do in your office.
Yes. You can email recruits. You can call recruits. You can watch film. You can do anything in that plane going over there and spending a weekend watching your daughter play freaking softball.
Yep.
She's only going to do that for a couple more years, and then that's over with. So I admire him for doing that. And there will be, I won't call them knuckleheads, but there will be people that will will criticize him.
Jay Bake, 80-20. Mac. He goes 80-20 Mac.
Yeah.
Darnell, 60-40 Keelan. Brian, 50-50 with me. Green Man says he thinks Mac is gone, that Russell will win the job. Keep in mind there's no spring portal window. Nothing is off the table in college football. I'm just pointing out there is no spring portal. Mac is too crisp. Fundamentals through the roof. High football IQ. Whole reason he's been following DeBoer and team around the country. So there's some fan feedback there.
Well, Aaron Suttles has been at the practices. I haven't talked to him this week, but we will be talking after the show on Bama and Bourbon, a new edition, and this is one thing we will be talking about. So make sure you tune into that.
So that'll be dropping. We'll do our viewing menu later on. And we'll learn a little bit more about when the next reel will be dropping, episode 2 that was recorded yesterday as well. The show being brought to you by Lance's Lock. Lance'sLock.com. These days like this, the rest of the week, you get on early because games start so early.
Yeah, great day. 6-1 yesterday on our 7 picks, all college hoops in these tournament games. Today coming up, we've got 3 in the NBA. We've got 3 in college basketball. They are all up and available, including that free play every single day. It was actually the only game we lost yesterday was our free play. But jump on board, win with us. Looking for a perfect 6-0 today. We've got a March Madness package, which will be dropping next week. Jump on board, lanceslog.com. Always brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services. I can't make it up.
They're back. That was one of the bracket challenges. Lance can't call Hemp Hill for a month. So we'll see what his house looks like.
He'd be homeless.
I called Andrew yesterday at 6:30.
Right.
I said, I've been running the AC consistently for 4 days now. My house is 75 degrees.
Okay.
It's not working.
Freon. You need Freon.
And he
I
said,
don't think they can do that anymore.
Well, I'll tell you. So he said, I can send Tanner out right now. And I said, would it be easier tomorrow? And he's like, well, if you got to order a part, it's going to be tomorrow anyway. I was like, well, just wait till tomorrow. So they're coming out today at 1 o'clock, but they have already replaced. I've got 3 units in my house. I've got upstairs Jack's lair.
Mm-hmm.
I've got basement. And then I've got my main floor. The upstairs and the basement, Hemp Hill's already replaced over the last 6-7 years.
So you got 3 units in your house?
Yeah.
Now, so he
had to knock over an apartment complex to build this thing.
They were all, well, I mean, it's 3 levels.
Can you see the Golden Dome?
Yeah.
Can you see the Church of the Highlands?
So they have replaced 2 of the 3, but their original units from the house was built in 2006, so it's a 20-year-old house.
I mean,
so
you're
I've
close.
gotten some, and I knew it was any moment, so I've got a feeling that I am going to have to replace the main unit on the main
floor. Go ahead and write that check.
I think 2 units are enough for your house. I would just
reroute.
Reroute some ductwork.
That's got to be easy.
Yeah, I mean, Chili and Bullet agree. They kind of like it a little warm, like lizards.
Negative.
Hanging out in there at 75.
Yeah, wait till the summer.
But they're coming out today at 1 o'clock. I mean, it's the name you can trust. Again, it's never ideal. I seem to make more calls to all the guys, Adam, Chad, Andrew, than anybody out there. 205-229-2090. Trust the name Birmingham has trusted since 1954 for any of all these issues. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
And those Hemp Hill guys, to celebrate a victory at Lance's house, always go to Culver's. They're like, boys,
just right down the street.
We want another one.
Yeah, we need a concrete.
They go to Culver's and get that delicious butter burger, those crispy crinkle-cut fries, those gooey golden cheese curds, and that fresh frozen custard, which is terrific right there at Culver's. So whether you're celebrating a win or trying to forget a loss, do it at Culver's. Welcome to Delicious. When in Birmingham, Tattersall Park, just off Highway 280, Stadium Trace, near the Hoover Met, the 2 great Birmingham locations of Culver's. Welcome to Delicious.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than those of other lawyers. To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Catch up on all of today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Looking for the ultimate weekend in Birmingham? The Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix is back at Barber Motorsports Park, March 27th through 29th, bringing big energy, big crowds, and unforgettable moments. It's more than a race. It's a full day of excitement, family fun, food, music, and world-class competition.
all set on one of the most beautiful venues in racing. The Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix at Barber Motorsports Park. Get your tickets now.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Ain't no party like a Dega party. The noise, the chaos, the will to survive. The biggest, boldest, brashest, fastest, and most intimidating track in all of NASCAR. Only one place calls that home. At Talladega, anything can happen. And at this super speedway, everything usually does. Hell yeah, boys! NASCAR weekend at Talladega Superspeedway, April 24th through the 26th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Some people do spring reviews and spring previews. Our next guest does the mega spring preview. Mega.
Bigger than ever?
Yeah. It's all new, improved, lemon fresh.
Okay, that is Josh Pate. Josh Pate's College Football Show. You find it on YouTube and wherever you get these podcasts, you get his podcast as well. Hello, Josh Pate. How are you today?
What you got to do for SEO and social purposes, make sure that you spell it M-E-G-A, not M-A-G-A, because I have found that shifts a whole lot in the algorithm.
Yes. Yes.
You learned that one with experience there, experience.
It does throw you a different interview sequence, though. That worked out good. I was cheering for you in that. I was Team Pate all the way through that one, by the way.
Me too. I'm always Team Pate.
Yeah. And I'm the moderate on the show, and I was Team Pate all the way through that.
But you interviewing the President of the United States, Donald Trump, has opened a vein of debate on this show that has been a long-running vein of debate, so I want to talk about it. Are you a fan of the varsity or not? Because I am. I think you think it's overrated, right?
I mean, I don't necessarily think I think it is great, like hangover food, however you want to look at that. I mean, it is a staple of Atlanta, but
I put it like this. When I go to Rome, I'm going to go see the Coliseum, but I see better stadiums all the time in my life than the Coliseum in Rome.
Okay.
The varsity
Fair
in
enough.
Atlanta is the Coliseum in Rome to me. I'll go by, but I see better restaurants in my life.
It's okay. The frosted orange is good.
Frosted orange is good. So, Pate, varsity or no?
You want a story? I haven't told anyone this. I forgot this until right now.
Okay.
We did that, ironically, in Rome, Georgia. We did it at the varsity in Rome, Georgia. So that is the Roman Coliseum in Rome, Georgia, first off. Secondly, we sit down. It is myself and the President of the United States at a little tiny table. Everyone's getting shots set up, fixing lighting. He's just talking to me, and he says, "What's the varsity like? Like, what is the varsity?" Because, he's from New York. He doesn't know what the varsity is. And he says, "How does this compare to like chain fast food restaurants?" So I grew up in Georgia, so I speak varsity fluently. So I'm explaining the varsity to him. He says, "Would it be smart for me to get this to go?" I said, "I would. Probably never going to do it again. I would." We wrap. They leave. A Secret Service agent comes back in 10 minutes later and just shouts this massive order of 30 hamburgers, 30 chili dogs. They wanted lines of condiments. So they want lines of ketchup, lines of mustard. And I said, He took my advice. That makes me a political advisor in case anyone's missing me. I am not an advisor.
Yeah, I was hoping President Trump was going to get up, go to the line, and somebody was going to start screaming, and what do you have? What do you have? What do you have? What do you have?
What do you have? Why are they screaming at me? All right, Josh Pate, we were just talking Alabama's quarterback battle. All of us were on a different spot on that as well. Mac Russell, I said 50-50. Lance said 65-35 Russell.
Russell, yep.
You're 60-40 Russell. Where is Josh Pate, do you think?
Lance went 65-35, right?
Uh-huh.
I am 66-34. I am Price is Right.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I'm leaning Keelan Russell. All right, so I did float a theory the other day. I can't prove this. I have no data to back this up. But you know how last year Austin Mack was the backup? We saw as late as the Rose Bowl, Ty Simpson goes down, Austin Mack comes in. All right, I am a believer, probably middle of the season on last year, if someone needed to come in a pinch, it would have been Austin Mack. If they knew they had the rest of the season, Ty Simpson was out, I was a believer last year they were going to get Keelan Russell ready to play if they needed to play multiple games with a backup. So that's my default. Now, if I'm wrong, but that's my default starting point for this spring. But kind of like last year with Ohio State, it was Julian Sayin and it was Holtz, the kid who has since transferred. They were locked in a battle, and there were some people who said, oh, it's a legit battle. There were other people who said, nah, Ryan Day's just doing that cosmetic thing where he has to pretend he has a QB battle on his hand to keep both quarterbacks. So it goes all the way into fall camp. Sayin eventually wins the job. And a lot of people were saying, oh, of course he won the job. Oh, Ryan Day knew he was going to win the job the whole time. Well, I was up there in the spring. Ryan Day confided in me. We probably lean Julian. Like, we think he's probably going to end up being the best guy for the job. But the difference in a coach thinking that and a fan thinking that is the coach has to wait for the guy to take the job. Just because you think, or maybe in this case, Kalen DeBoer has a lean. Maybe Ryan Grubb thinks he knows the way it's going to go. You don't declare anything until the guy takes the job. So if Keelan Russell takes this job coming out of spring ball, okay, ditto with Austin Mack. But it also could be, and maybe even more than likely will, go into fall camp, and you got to wait for a guy to take the job. And that's the dynamic that I think it's overlooked in quarterback battles. So with Keelan Russell, I think he's got stuff no one else there has. Frankly, I think he's got stuff few other players in the country have in terms of potential. It's got to get realized, or else that's totally irrelevant, because I remember back in the day, granted, I wouldn't have been on the show at this time, but there was all the hype in the world behind Blake Barnett. And Blake Barnett gets the start against, I think it was Southern Cal. And Jalen Hurts, he's going to be a good player down the road. He'll be the backup this year. Well, by halftime of week one, you've benched Barnett, deer in headlights. You've put Hurts in. He takes the job. The rest is history. So you just, I don't know. All you can do is guess. I think the coaching staff has a little more informed guess, but even they're guessing at this point.
But, Pate, we all agreed whether it's Russell or Mack, that's not the biggest concern. Like, what is your biggest concern with this Alabama team?
Easily offensive line. Easily that, by 10 miles. Now, just because you're replacing 4 or 5 offensive linemen, all of those stats aren't created equal. For example, Miami, Alabama, both replacing 4 or 5 starters on the O-line. I think that there's a lot more unknown, or there's a lot more trepidation at Miami than at Alabama, where anyone who watched them try and run the ball last year would just assume start from scratch. That doesn't mean it won't have growing pains associated with it, but you flush everything from coach to most of the depth chart there, and they didn't try and mine the portal. They didn't go import a starting offensive line. They've recruited guys, they've trusted their guys, and they've trusted their development. Now we get to see it play out. It's kind of an old school philosophy that used to exist everywhere in college football. The other thing I will say, and maybe we'll see it borne out on offensive line production or lack thereof this year, is when DeBoer took the job, the number one concern people coast to coast shouted was, oh, he's not going to be able to recruit. They're not going to be able to recruit. And they've been top 5 every cycle so far that he's been there. So now we get to find out. Either recruiting services were wrong, or you couldn't develop guys, or thirdly, you got good guys in, you developed them, and now finally we start to see it pay off. Because Georgia was in this boat last year. Georgia was coming off a year where their rushing numbers were in the 100s, and they improved to top 25, top 30 last year. So they already pulled the nose up. Now it's up to Oklahoma to do it, Texas to do it, Alabama to do it, LSU to do it. There are a ton of teams in this boat. It's not just Bama.
Can you give me your perception of, and maybe hard numbers, you know these numbers, of where Alabama is financially in the competitiveness of the SEC when it comes to money, NIL money, and the ability to get recruits? Because you're telling me about the talent they're bringing in, and that makes me think that Courtney Morgan, GM, is elite, and that Kalen DeBoer and his staff are elite at recruiting, that they can be there with my perception of what Alabama has money-wise, financially. What's the reality or your perception of Alabama financially in this world?
I think that they are second tier in terms of dollar for dollar spending. Second tier meaning like, somewhere between 5 and 10, something like that. Probably closer to 5 than 10. They're not broke by any stretch, but I think them and Georgia are in a very similar position in that they still do not have to outbid recruit for recruit. There will be examples. Cam Coleman was one this past cycle, for example, where it was pretty known you're going to have to pay a ton of money to get that guy. And that's fine. That's probably not one Bama is going to land more times than not, I would say. And similar to Georgia, Georgia's not going to land that guy more times than not. They are getting discounts on a lot of guys because a lot of guys look at Alabama and to a certain extent Georgia, or maybe an equal extent Georgia, and they trust the development there. They trust the 40-year over 4-month ideology of thinking. It pays off if you buy into it. So I think it's fair to say they're a pretty high-level spender, but they're very excellent at eval. They've got their process really nailed down, I think. And I think that they probably get a discount. It's not a hometown discount because kids come from all over the place, but they get a little bit of discount in guys respecting the value that exists just from walking in the door there.
Josh Pate is with us. He hosts the surprisingly named Josh Pate's College Football Show on YouTube and wherever you get these podcasts of our show. You go follow, subscribe, do everything you do for us, do for Pate as well. At Josh Pate CFB is where you find him on social media. He's on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline. While you're talking about NIL, Jim brought up something from The Athletic where they talk to anonymous coaches, and these coaches answer a bunch of questions. One of them is surprising hires. Two of the names that came up, Ryan Silverfield, I care less about him, but Alex Golesh. And one of the coaches said these are guys that led their league in NIL and resources and things like that, yet they never won their league. Is that a fair criticism of an Alex Golesh, that if indeed South Florida had probably better resources than most of the American, but he didn't win it, that's a referendum on him?
Yeah, I actually think it's a pretty dumb criticism, only because you can be the biggest spender at the G5 level, but still have your knees taken out from under you, because you being the biggest spender is not going to prevent LSU from coming and doing what they want to your roster. The actual opposite is true. The better you are, or the bigger you are as a spender in the NIL at the G5 level, the better your product's going to be in any given year. The trade-off is pigs get fed, hogs get slaughtered. So the bigger the hog type teams in the G5, well, they're just a magnet for everyone who has a need at the true big spender level, which is the P4 level, the higher end of the P4 level. They come and they raid your roster. Not just that, they raid your coaching staffs. I need go back only to last year to remind everyone, yeah, we had 2 G5 teams make the playoff. You know what they had in common? Both of their coaches had already taken other jobs. Sumrall was gone. Chesney was gone. They coached their teams on, like a temporary basis. So, yeah, Alex Golesh had deep pockets there. Those pockets got a lot deeper while he was there. So he had a lot to do with that. Golesh didn't just inherit this kingdom at South Florida that was ready-made for success. And secondly, because they were, better than average to good most years, he wouldn't come on the show and tell you this. Someone who knows his situation could come on the show and tell you all kind of stories about his depth being raided by P4 spenders. So yeah, I read that. I dismissed that entirely as someone who is like either intentionally misleading people about the reality of that situation, or someone who's pretty ignorant to that situation.
Okay, Pate, we know you're busy, so we haven't talked to you in a while. One of the reasons we brought up your sit-down with President Trump, we haven't brought up your top 10 coaches of 2026. It came out about the same time as Klatt, so I will give you credit for having Kalen DeBoer on your list. He should be on this list. Joel Klatt did not have him. But at number 6, you got Lane Kiffin. At number 8, you got Steve Sarkisian. And at number 9, you got Mario Cristobal. I just want to point out, in their 32 years of coaching Power 4 programs, 2 conference championships combined. I know you got to have 10 guys on this list, but those guys have never won anything.
Yeah, so the way I stack that up is I did do on-field. Obviously, you're going to factor in on-field. I did 3-year rolling talent acquisition averages. I did organizational stability, your ability to hire. I did a lot of those things. It was kind of like when I was rating programs.
Yeah, and I didn't know the criteria, so I appreciate you throwing that out.
Total context is no longer needed, Lance. It's 2026. No one cares.
Fair enough.
Absolutely, no one cares. So I did think I think I had Freeman at 5, as high as 5.
You have him at number 5.
And there was a lot of argument about him. There was a lot of, well, what has he won? He should be lower than Mario. Mario's at least played for a national title. But hey, I don't believe in this logic. But if I wanted to kick back that logic against someone, I could say, yeah, but Mario hasn't even played for an ACC title. So that's how wonky the results there have been. Point being, I threw a bunch of stuff in a blender. It'd be very easy to just go straight win-loss record, but that's easy. So I wanted to maybe diversify the logic, throw a little bit more in the blender. But I do think from about 4 or 5 through 10, it was really compressed. I think you could shake that cup up and pour the dice out. Like, I got a lot of pushback on Kiffin because people said Kiffin hasn't won anything. Well, look, it's all relative. So if you hadn't won a title at Ohio State or Alabama, that's one thing. I don't care if you haven't won a title or even a conference title at Ole Miss, because they don't do that. What he has done is win back-to-back double digits there for the first time since the 70s or maybe in history. So that means something to me. I know you asked me about folks other than Kiffin,
hey, look, and to be fair,
example.
To your point, 4 on. I mean, 1, 2, and 3 are easy, whatever order you want them in. Like, I think Cignetti personally right now is the best coach, and I would go Kirby 2 and Ryan Day 3. But 1, 2, and 3 are easy. After that, it gets really, really difficult. So, there's no right or wrong. It's very subjective. I just wanted to see what you said on that.
What was the reason Klatt gave for not having DeBoer top 10?
Well,
is it a very, very recency thing?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you, because it seems like, not about Klatt, but there's a perception that in my opinion, Kalen DeBoer gets 0 credit for winning a playoff game, making the playoffs, being the number 1 seed going in, beat up to the SEC championship. Year 2 now, I think he's being judged against Nick Saban, and he's not getting credit for what he's doing. Is that fair? Why is he not getting any credit for the accomplishments?
Yeah, it's a totally different standard. I'm not speaking about Klatt, but in general, you're right. I get a ton of pushback about this. Anytime I even passively mention Kalen DeBoer in a positive light, there's a bunch of pushback on it. Go back to what I said about Freeman. Marcus Freeman and Kalen DeBoer are probably judged in completely different lights right now, because, Freeman has, now granted, he got to a national championship game 2 years ago, but then the year after that, they lose a couple of games, they miss the playoff, and yet even people like me are still sky high on him. People use a different lens to look at Kalen DeBoer. You would think, if you listen to the tone of the way people talk about Alabama, that they were coming off an 8-4 season. And I'm not saying it was perfect, okay? It doesn't have to be either feast or famine here, but even in a flawed year where they couldn't run the ball, they ended up going to the playoff and winning a game. They played for a conference title. They were beat to death at the end of the season. And I also think, and he'll never get credit for this, but I also think there were far more hidden challenges to the takeover, the handoff from Saban to DeBoer, than people will ever admit. And it would sound like excuse making if anyone from Alabama admitted it. So you're not going to hear it from there. But yeah, firmly top 10 to me. If you don't have him top 10 now, and you did have him top 10 a few years ago, am I to believe the guy forgot what he used to know? Did he forget how to coach football? Or are you telling me the SEC is just a different animal? Because the same people who don't have him ranked top 10 are the ones who would piss all over the SEC. So you got to catch him in one of those logic traps.
I asked this question genuinely because I've been on the receiving end of criticism for a similar an opinion. Did you catch more grief for your coach's top 10 or your toughest places to play top 10?
The toughest places to play.
It's crazy. Fans get so wound up if you don't respect their stadium properly.
What's great is, LSU, for an example, I had them number 2, so that's not disrespect. And then they want to trash Neyland Stadium, and you dive deep on them and you say, have you ever been to a game at Neyland? And they're like, well, no, but still, man, Tiger Stadium at night. No, we're done here.
Yeah,
we're done.
I know. Trust me, I did it. I think it was last offseason, and man, people got wound up in
I loved your take on Bryant-Denny Stadium because you're right. Now that the games are going to be closer and there's more parity, that place is juiced because the games are close and they're all big games now. There were a lot of times when Saban was mauling people that place you could be sleepy second halves.
It was more like it was more a social gathering than a true, hey, we could lose today sort of environment. The Tennessee game, the Bama-Tennessee, we were at that one last year, was like off the charts insane in terms of stadium environment. And I remember standing there thinking, what's the difference here? Oh, the difference is they think they could lose. They didn't used to think they could lose when they came in here.
Yeah, 100%. When that interception, that pick six happened right before the half, one of the loudest moments in Bryant-Denny Stadium history. No doubt. At least from where I was sitting. Yep.
Did you have both Penn State and Michigan toughest places to play? I'm asking for a reason.
I didn't have Michigan. I had Penn State top 3.
Yeah, you had him number 3.
Over the next 3 years, I mean, obviously first-year coaches at both those programs, who do you think has a better 3 years? Do you think it's Matt Campbell at Penn State, or do you think it's Kyle Whittingham there at Michigan?
Man, I think it's splitting hairs. That'd be like a 55-45 thing for me either way. I would go Campbell at Penn State. I don't want to do the who's the next Indiana thing, so I'm not doing that. But if we're to take some loose clues from what Sig did at Indiana, he's a guy who comes somewhere, he brings a critical chunk of his roster, and they're able to immediately have success. That's kind of what Campbell did. He brought a critical chunk of his roster. I happen to think he's a puzzle piece fit in terms of culture for what Penn State needed, even though it took him the better part of 2 months to figure that out up there. They finally figured it out, and he brought his quarterback with him. So his QB doesn't need to learn a new system. They've got probably the most workable schedule in the Big Ten this year. So I think they'll get off to a good start. So I'd slightly lean Campbell, but I mean, I'm high on Kyle Whittingham too, so I'm not down on them.
We do a bracket punishment on our show for the loser. It's suggested by our viewers and listeners. One of them suggested that our loser got the opportunity to storm chase with Josh Pate one night, of which I said, why does Josh get punished for us having a bad bracket?
True.
Of us having to go with them.
Yes.
But how exciting would that be for the loser of one of us to hang out with you one of those nights? Is it captivating? Is it fun? Is it adrenaline rush?
Would it scare us? That would be the punishment. It would scare us, I think.
Well, you are either Helen Hunt or you're Jamie Gertz. So you're either
Dunaway is Gertz.
You're either Bill Paxton's ex-wife in the front seat who's into it and who's eventually going to steal his fiance, although I got thoughts on that, or you're the sex therapist fiance in the back seat who, by the way, huge hypocrite, begged to be taken storm chasing and then freaks out, claims she thought it was a metaphor the whole time, and then leaves.
Oh, that's definitely my character.
That's a heel move. that is a heel turn.
That is Dunaway.
That is definitely my character.
Would you be down for it? Would you be down for that being a punishment for us, or are we getting in your way?
It just depends on how big the check is from next round.
Okay, so no. All right, so we're out on that one. Everybody mark that one off the list.
All right.
Yeah,
I mean, do you touch danger when you do it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, figuratively. Danger, I mean, strip clubs aside, danger's not a thing that you can really touch. But we do get very close to it. We rub up against it. But slightly related note, I know we're probably going long.
No, we're good. We're good. Yeah.
So the other day, someone presented a bracket challenge to me, and they were trying to come up with, consequences for who loses. And so they asked me, what would be like your biggest nightmare? And they were thinking, like we're going to make someone do a humiliating ritual, or we're going to make them be in a tank full of non-venomous snakes, stuff like that. I came up with one. Tell me what you think about this, because this would either not bother you at all or it would bother you to no end. One of my biggest icks in life is knowing that I'm bothering other people, that I'm an inconvenience to other people.
Okay.
If you made me go sit on a plane, intentionally turn my phone on, turn the volume up, and just start listening to a song until someone said something to me, until a flight attendant got on to me, I would lose it. I can't deal with that. I would rather do the tank of snakes than play music or play media intentionally without AirPods until someone said something.
Hey, do it barefoot.
Yeah.
Even more. That's
that's
quite a punishment.
You want to know how good advertising is? I never thought I would drink a cold brew until I saw you push the QT on tap cold brew, and now when I drive by one, I always stop for my long drives and get one.
Do you like them?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a lifesaver. It's actually probably shortens your life in the long run, but short period of time, short bursts. I inhale that stuff when I'm on the road. It doesn't matter if it's 2 a.m. In fact, it's better if it's 2 a.m. because the line's shorter.
Yeah. Which is your favorite when you go by there?
I just do the regular nitro.
Okay, the nitro. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, at Josh Pate CFB is where you find him on social media. Josh Pate's College Football Show on YouTube and wherever you get our podcast as well. Pate, it is always a pleasure to talk with you. We greatly appreciate your time, my man.
All right, guys, stay out of trouble.
All right, we're going to try. See you, buddy. Josh Pate with us on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline.
I literally came out, and Maggie's like, what the hell did you get? And I was like, oh, it's cold brew. She goes, what's that? And I said, I really don't know, but Josh Pate drinks it.
He's cool.
Do we have a QT around here?
Yeah. They're starting to pop up around here. And they do have it's like a beer tap.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was originally. So I never ventured over in that direction. I was like, how can you have a beer tap?
Yeah. But it's cold brew.
Yeah.
I don't like hot coffee, so I can't imagine I'd like cold coffee.
I can't imagine you'd like it either.
Yeah. I mean, if I don't like hot coffee, I probably would not like cold coffee, right?
It still has that taste. So
that's a negative.
Show today being brought to you by a couple of great folks. One of them is our friends at Hoover Toyota. And, boy, I tell you what, I was talking to my buddy yesterday who just got a new Toyota Tundra, and he just loves that truck. If you want to go test drive one and take a look at the great value right now they got it at Hoover Toyota.
Yeah, one of the things I was looking for when I purchased Leighton's car back in December of 2024, reliability, safety, something that's going to hold its value. Everyone talks about Toyotas. This is the first time, not only, I got Leighton in a Toyota, I got in one a couple of months ago. It was my first Toyota I've ever been in my entire life. Absolutely loving it right now. And Hoover Toyota, they are the best when we talk about the fantastic selection, their on-site finance department. They provide affordable financing options. Even after the keys to your new vehicle are in your hands, they're there to serve you with the service and parts department committed to keeping your vehicle running smoothly. When you shop with Hoover Toyota, they want to keep you as a customer for life. Stop in, see Scott, Harold, Kim, all the fine folks there, conveniently located Highway 150. Make sure you tell them the guys from the next round sent you to view their inventory and great pricing. Go online today, hoovertoyota.com.
And when it came time to redo the master bath in the Brown house, my wife, Jennifer, scoured the internet looking for the right person for the job. That meant she talked to different contractors, people that use certain contractors, read reviews. She did all the legwork, and Brad Bell was the name she continued to come back to. So Brad came in, he looked at our job, and he said, you give us your vision, and that's what we'll do. We gave him our vision, and that's what he did, and he did it perfectly. We could not be happier. If you've got a big job in your house that you need a redo on, Brad will do it, but I'm going to tell you what he specializes in, and this is important. Master bath, kitchen, and master bedroom remodels. The reason that's important is because you spend a lot of time in those rooms in your home, and when it comes time to sell your home, you can make some of the money back on the master bath, the kitchen, and the master bedroom closets. So any job you have, but specifically those, let Brad come out and look at it. Here's his number, 205-422-1758, 205-422-1758. Or AlabamaBathRemodels.com. That is AlabamaBathRemodels.com.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinara, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers. To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place, nextround.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt, you can look your best by shopping with us at nextround.store. Take the Next Round anywhere with nextround.store. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Ain't no party like a Dega party. The noise, the chaos, the will to survive. The biggest, boldest, brashest, fastest, and most intimidating track in all of NASCAR. Only one place calls that home. At Talladega, anything can happen. And at this super speedway, everything usually does.
Hell yeah, boys!
NASCAR weekend at Talladega Super Speedway, April 24th through the 26th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
Hey, before we do the viewing menu, Alabama missed out on a huge basketball recruit. 5-star shooting guard, 6'5" kid from Huntsville. He's at a prep school in Florida this year. Caleb Holt picked Arizona over Alabama. That was one I was hoping was going to end up in Tuscaloosa. 6'5" shooting guard, that would have fit great into the system there for Nate Oates.
Well, I know he had been playing in Florida, but he's an Alabama kid. That is a long way to go to Tucson, Arizona, but hard to argue with what they're doing out there under Tommy Lloyd. That guy
he can coach.
Yeah, he can flat coach, and he's got them back to Lute Olson levels now, which they had kind of strayed away from that a little bit.
Sean Miller did a great job, and
Yeah.
I've brought this up a couple of times. At one point, we talked about him being the best active coach when he was at Arizona to get to a Final Four. So, I mean, they were always good. He had them as number 1 seeds multiple times. So it's always been a really, really good program that we've only seen them win the national championship one time.
Yeah, that's true.
Michelson Laser Vision brings you the viewing menu every day. Tell us about Michelson.
Yeah, 205-969-8100. Get to see my friends from Michelson tomorrow night. Excited about that. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, best in the business. When you make the phone call that I made, ask for Amy. Tell her the Next Round sent you. She is going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. 0 to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. You've been thinking about it. Stop procrastinating. At least find out if you are a proper candidate. It will cost you nothing. 205-969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
All right. Prime has a new show out today starring Nicole Kidman. It's called Scarpetta. Renowned forensic pathologist Dr. Kay Scarpetta returns to her position as Virginia's chief medical examiner, where she investigates a haunting murder with eerie reminders from her first big case decades ago. In 1998, Scarpetta works alongside Detective Pete Marino and FBI agent Benton Wesley as they investigate a series of brutal stranglings. It sounds almost out of character for Nicole Kidman, to be in that kind of role, but I typically just see her doing the AMC ad right before my screenings, so I like her in
That's
this
her
role.
most recent role for you, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, literally, they did that spot, I don't know, 20 years ago?
Yeah. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, huh?
So the recent one was filmed during the pandemic.
Okay.
And she did it for free, actually, as like a
come back
to
Yeah.
the theaters.
Yeah.
I'll just do this for you, and they still run it, and it works. Sometimes, depending on who you're sitting next to, they'll repeat the whole spiel she does.
Yeah, and that's one of those things, like, I try not to get there too early, but I want to be there by the time Nicole Kidman goes because I know it's getting really, really close.
Oh, yeah. It's always a nice sigh of relief if I'm running late and I walk in and I see Nicole Kidman take off her jacket hood and walk up to the AMC. It's like, all right, I'm just in time.
So guess what I watched last night?
What?
Primate with the kids.
Oh,
so
what'd you think?
When Leighton and I, and I think me and Leighton and you were the only people in the theater that night when The Shining was re-released, that was the first time I had ever known anything about Primate, and we laughed and looked at each other and we're like, we got to see this. So they came over last night. I think I paid $20 or whatever it was. It was, I mean, going into this with a killer monkey, you know that it's going to be outlandish, but it was next level outlandish.
Right? But,
Yeah.
it knows what it is, and it's unapologetic about it, and it's a great time.
Yeah, but all I could think about was, I want everybody to die. Like, there is not one character that I like. I want them all to die. I don't, I want this one to die first. And, but, I mean, look, if you know what it is going into it, it was semi-entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, it's a movie about a killer chimpanzee. You know what you're getting into. Netflix has added Nuremberg to its catalog. I really enjoyed this. It is got a great performance from Russell Crowe and as well as Rami Malek. Louis Theroux has a new documentary on Netflix called Inside the Manosphere. With rare access and no holds barred, this acclaimed documentarian investigates a growing ultra-masculine network and its controversial influencers. Struggling to get that out today. I want to see who they pick because there are some truly outlandish, wild influencer types you could pick for this, or you could go for cheap political points. So I want to see which direction they go.
So let me ask you this. I brought this up with somebody yesterday, and I want you guys' opinion on this. Influencer equal unemployed?
No.
No, some of them.
I know some of them, but I'm talking about if you are talking to somebody like, hey, what is your daughter doing now? Well, she's an influencer. I mean, it's kind of like a musician. I mean, there's a good majority of them that are just unemployed.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I think there are some, but I don't think it's a universal. No, I mean, there are some that are making more money than they could ever
Mr.
make.
Beast is an influencer,
Yeah,
but I'm just talking about
there's some that are
99% of influencers.
I don't
what
know.
are they really doing?
With the word influencer, I've always gotten
it's a
the
broad
impression
term.
it's a bad word
Yeah.
because I feel like everyone who actually makes money as an influencer doesn't call themselves an influencer. They call themselves a YouTuber, a podcaster, whatever.
I got a friend who pulls in $1,000 to $2,000 a month, just endorsing products that get sent to them.
But they're doing other stuff, right?
Oh yeah, they have a job.
Yeah, it's not their full-time job. Yeah.
I mean, an extra
But I'm
$1,000,
sure
$2,000.
there are some that are trying to do it instead of actually having to go
that's-
find a job.
I mean,
sure,
I
but that's
I think there's a lot of 21, 22-year-olds
They think
out
they
there
can
that
do
are
it,
like,
yeah.
I'm an influencer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next up, Peacock has this on their catalog, and it's also available for rental on Prime. So every week I've been watching a movie that I know I'll love, but never have gotten around to. This is one I've been saving for a rainy day for a while. Argo. Never seen it.
Oh, it's incredible.
I know I'll love it. I love the whole CIA plot, and they're posing as a Hollywood production, right?
Yeah, it's outlandish because it's based
movie.
on a true story
Yeah.
and like how this thing actually happened.
Great movie.
But they put it together perfectly.
Yeah, and Ben Affleck in the movie as well as directing. Love the town, so I imagine I'll love this as well.
So I got a heads up today, and if you brought this up, I wasn't here because I think we all talk about Man on Fire, how excited everybody was about that movie. And look, critics killed it with Denzel Washington. Did you know Netflix is doing a 7-part series, Man on Fire, based on the book?
Is
And
Denzel in it?
No.
Oh.
But it is about John Creasy. It comes
Interesting.
out in April. April
Yeah, I'm
30th of
interested.
2026, 7 episodes on Netflix, Man on Fire.
Greasy Bear, great. Yeah.
So super excited about that.
And that's all I got for today.
Don't forget
other than a new
tell us about-
episode of The Next Reel.
Do that.
It either will or will not have footage from one battle after another. And Hamnet, because currently fighting off some nonsense from the brothers Warner. They're wanting to be wieners about me using their footage.
Yeah, I mean, we're promoting their films.
We are promoting their film. It falls
positively
under
about
fair
both of
use. It's horse garbage.
Settle down, Tyler.
I mean, it either will or it won't have footage from one battle after another.
But it will be out later today.
Yeah, but it'll be out 11:55 today. So right as this show's ending, you can hop over on The Next Reel.
All right, that's the viewing menu and The Next Reel, which is an extended version of the conversation there you get with Lance and Tyler once a week. Episode 2 is out on all the platforms there. The show being brought to you by our friends at Inverness Country Club. Tell us about Inverness Country Club.
Were you out there yesterday, bro?
I went and had lunch.
Will you be out there today?
Potentially.
Brown wearing it out at the Inverness Country Club. It's a great place to go. Great for lunch. Great place to work out. They've got memberships that fit everyone. Best days happen at the Inverness Country Club, from the social membership, the golf, the tennis. You're going to absolutely love it. To take a tour of the unbelievable club, go see Aaron. Tell her The Next Round sent you. For more information, ICCAlabama.com.
And it's time for Four Downs, which is brought to you every single day by our friends at Central Alabama Asphalt and Construction. Right there in Central Alabama, if you're riding around and you see the major state government and municipal roadway jobs, there's a good chance it's Central Alabama Asphalt and Construction doing those jobs. That tells you a lot about their company, right? But it might, in your mind, tell you they don't do the private jobs like driveways, parking pads, the smaller asphalt projects. You could not be more incorrect. Same crews, same quality, same no excuse standards, an entire division dedicated to those types of jobs. Here's the number to get an estimate on your job: 205-349-0910, 205-349-0910, or centralalabamaasphalt.com.
First down.
So what happens first? Tennessee gets to their first ever Final Four, or Josh Heupel gets Tennessee to the semis in college football?
Final Four football, Final Four basketball. It has been the glass ceiling for Tennessee basketball. Probably no more obvious than it was last year. They're in the Elite Eight. I forget who they're playing. Was it Purdue they were playing? Did Purdue go to the... Anyway, they have that terrible first half. They score like 10 points in the first half. It's just, it is... Rick Barnes just cannot do it. I would probably have more faith in Heupel getting to the football Final Four.
Over the last couple of years, I mean, both have had great opportunities. Yeah. Like I really felt there were some Rick Barnes teams in there that were going to break through and get there. And then you go back to the 2023 Heupel team, or what was the Hendon Hooker, the one that beat Alabama?
But Hooker got hurt.
2022.
Yeah, that team definitely had semi potential.
Yeah. I would take neither are going to get them there. I feel like Heupel's teams are on the way down. This could be it for him, and I don't think this.
Well,
team
I'm just talking about
there.
Tennessee in general.
Okay, versus Heupel or any Tennessee team?
Any Tennessee.
In that case, I'll take basketball. It's a Final Four before football.
Yeah, I mean, because whoever replaces Barnes, you would think is going to be a pretty high-level coach, right? I mean, that's a good gig.
Younger coach, and they will spend some money to be good.
Yeah, I'll go football just because I've seen more of a steady thing. It's been a while.
You be Brian Hodgson real quick, Dunaway. You like this guy. Syracuse came open today. And let's say Barnes announces a retirement and Syracuse is open. Which of those two you take?
I'm taking Syracuse because I'm from Olena, New York.
Okay.
And probably grew up a Syracuse fan.
All right. Be somebody else. I mean, would you consider Tennessee over Syracuse?
Yeah. It's close.
I think I would.
Yeah. I mean, history goes Syracuse.
Yeah, history goes Syracuse.
But I think probably resources,
I think I go
facilities,
Tennessee.
it probably is Tennessee.
I think at basketball, I probably can get more of the pie at Syracuse than I can more of the pie at Tennessee.
But how big is the piece? And that's the thing, because you're right. Like, Syracuse is a place where I'm going to get the most money there, but is it more than I'm going to get at Tennessee?
Well,
I mean, Mike Tirico can buy me one player. Sean McDermott can buy me. Sean McDonough can buy one. Just the broadcasters can fill out my basketball roster.
Yeah, but as good as Boeheim was, he won one national championship.
Yeah, he won a bunch of games.
So I've got a hungry fan base that I can.
I think Tennessee's pretty hungry.
Well,
though.
yeah, but no, to your point, though, they've watched Adrian Autry, and they're like, I'd like to get back to the Boeheim years. And they're like, well, here's how we do it. Y'all got to write some checks.
Second down.
I will go specific coaches here. Better chance Bucky McMillan gets to a Final Four or Mike Elko gets to the semis.
With Texas A&M or Notre Dame?
Texas A&M.
Yeah. I would go probably neither here as well. I will take Bucky McMillan in basketball before Mike Elko at Texas A&M. Wow.
Yeah,
Mike Elko, for me, will follow. I really believe, not just because Ralph Russo said it, he said it for a reason, that Mike Elko likes that Notre Dame job and will one day be the coach of Notre Dame.
So you got Marcus Freeman of the NFL, Mike Elko to Notre Dame in your mind.
I would
Bucky
go
in the
just
Final Four, huh?
where A&M is right now, 11-1. I know the schedule wasn't great, but I mean they were in the college football playoff hosting a game last year. Elko's a hell of a coach. I'm going to go Elko here.
Yeah. I mean, I love me some Bucky. We all love Bucky on this show.
So hard to get there.
That would be wild seeing Bucky McMillan coach in the Final Four at Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Bucky might do it at another place, by the way, but I think I'll go Elko here.
Third down.
On this day, 1986, NFL adopted the instant replay. What is one replay that you guys can remember had one of the biggest impacts over the last 40 years in the NFL?
Easy answer here. That's the Tucker rule.
Well, they did. They changed the rules.
Yeah, and I mean, Oakland Oakland. They were in Oakland at the time. Wins that game.
Should have won
that game. Is over if they don't go to replay there.
For me, it was the scab officials. Green Bay, Seattle. Was that where it was?
Monday Night Football.
One of our original stake bets. That was incredible.
I lost something in that game just on that Hail Mary final play. That was a horrible call.
Yeah, you had some guys that were doing this, and then some were doing like the touchback.
Yeah, well, one was simultaneously signaling touchback while another one was signaling touchdown on a Monday Night Football game. Great inside story. I got a friend that's was an NFL official at the time, and they were on strike, obviously. And he had a really good friend that was one of the officials representing the officials union. And he said as soon as that call happened, they had gone on a break in their negotiations, and their phones started blowing up, and everybody's like, do not settle. We've got the upper hand now. Do not, whatever you do, don't take any settlement. We've got the upper hand.
I still remember being at Cafe Forenza watching that.
Wow.
Blast from the past. When we used to do a Monday Night Football show on Jocks way back in the day. What about Bert Emanuel, when he trapped the ball in the 1999 NFC Championship game? And that led to a rule change.
Bucks Rams? Yeah, Bucks Rams.
Now the ball can touch the ground.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't change, it doesn't move in your hands.
Yeah, that changed everything. Des Bryant, that was a big one too. That kind of changed.
Continuation.
Yeah, the continuation going to the ground to make a catch.
Yep.
Fourth down.
Dunaway brought this up earlier, but this day, 2020, Rudy Gobert tested positive for COVID. What do you guys remember the most about that week? Because it seemed like it was all, Rudy Gobert going back to touching all the mics.
Yeah.
I don't know if we ever thought it was a big deal, but things just started to fall in line so quickly. NBA cancels. Next day, we're on the air getting ready for Tennessee, Alabama. I think it was Oates' first SEC tournament, right?
And they canceled.
Yeah, that's when I knew.
When they were doing warm-ups.
Yeah, when they canceled a game that quickly, I knew then. I mean,
they canceled the tournament, not just the
tournament.
game.
Yeah. But, I mean, and it wasn't like our tournament starts tomorrow, we're not going to do it. It was like everybody's already here and dressed.
Yep.
And we're not going to play the tournament. I knew then we got something on.
That felt like it got real. It felt like it got real when Tom Hanks was over filming a movie in Australia, and he comes out with the announcement because you kind of needed somebody tangible that you could not necessarily relate to, but you knew that actually had it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but that was more of a, he's going to survive, his wife's going to survive, so let's don't panic about this. But when they canceled the NBA the same day 6 years ago today, the next day we're canceling the basketball tournaments. And it felt like before the next week was over with, we were sent out of the offices at Jocks.
We're in your basement.
Well, that was the thing. Like, we never had anything to worry about, but you didn't know because of the fear that was instilled in us.
Yeah, nobody knew anything.
A lot of people died, things happened.
Oh, I mean, I know that Joe Diffie died, but I'm just saying that a lot of people die from a lot of different things. But when you look back on it, it was, somewhat like, why in the hell did we do this?
Yeah. When you look back on some of the things we did and didn't do, you're like
we almost didn't have a football season.
Yeah, it still really doesn't make sense.
Like kids couldn't play their high school baseball season.
I just remember being in Lance's basement for a very long time.
377 days.
It seemed much longer than that.
And that is our 4 Downs today, brought to you by our friends at Central Alabama Asphalt. The show also being brought to you by the great folks at New York Butcher. LT, tell us about those wonderful folks.
New York Butcher Shop, great place to stop in, pick up the finest meats from the ribs, the steak, the chicken, the pork, the in-house sides made fresh every single day, from the mac and cheese, the mashed potatoes, the incredible baked beans. They've got it all right there. One-stop dinner shop, and don't forget about those huge deli sandwiches for lunch or dinner. Get in, see Jim and the fine staff of Butcher's, 2 locations. The original, Cabo Heights, Highway 119 in Greystone. Rare quality, well-done service. It's the New York Butcher Shop.
And Talladega Racing coming back Friday, April 24th through Sunday, April 26th. Sunday, April 26th, is the Jack Links 500. The Cup cars on the track for the most exciting, unpredictable race that you'll find on the NASCAR circuit. It's because of the super speedway, the high banks, the course that's so wide that you can go side by side by side by side coming out of turn 4 down the stretch there. It's Talladega, and you can get your tickets right now, TalladegaSuperspeedway.com, 877-GO-TO-DEGA. And don't forget to enhance your experience on race day with the garage experience, where you get to view the NASCAR Cup Series cars being worked on in the garage viewing bay, pre-race ceremonies, driver question and answer sessions, and the Mobile One Victory Lane Trophy photos. It's all right there with the garage experience, TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Buy your tickets today with our friends at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Big Ten Player of the Year, Yaxel Lendeborg. Lendeborg played at UAB last year. Now he's the Big Ten Player of the Year. 14-7-3 is his line there as Michigan gets ready to play this week and then be a 1 seed on Selection Sunday this Sunday.
I like the way everyone around UAB celebrates this too, and I will always respect his loyalty to Andy Kennedy. Yax could have made a lot of money that second year at UAB. Now, he made money at UAB, don't get me wrong. Lance, I mean, you guys may know the number. I wouldn't be surprised if it was approaching $500,000.
I was going to say it was probably $500,000, which for UAB and the budget they've got for the collective, that's a ton of money.
That was probably more than half what Andy's entire NIL was, understandably so. But he was loyal to Andy and stuck around and took that second year when he could have made a ton of money like he's making at Michigan right now, and like he'll make it in the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, this guy can play legitimately 3, maybe even 4 positions. You know, he is, I don't think that he is projected as a lottery guy, but he's projected as a first-round guy. But the impact and what it can do for UAB moving forward when Andy's out recruiting, hey, look, Yax was on this roster, and not that this is ideal, but look, he played here a couple of years, and then he goes and makes millions of dollars and potentially wins a national championship. This could be you.
11th is where the story I was reading had him projected in the NBA draft. Two pretty crazy facts from basketball. One of them, this is almost like a movie. The Western Athletic Conference, the WAC yesterday, told Utah Valley they had to make their $1 million exit payment, needed to be in the bank by close of business yesterday, or they were going to be banned from playing in the WAC's men's and women's basketball tournament. And they deposited the money. It was basically they were holding the tournament hostage to get the payment on the $1 million, but Utah Valley put it in. They're leaving the WAC. It was important to get the men in because the men are the number 1 seed.
I was about to say, they could win this tournament and get in the NCAA tournament. Our buddy Dan Wetzel, who's a very funny guy, he comes on the show often. I saw him tweet yesterday. He goes, last week we discovered we had a pimp in college basketball. This week a conference is demanding a ransom for a team to play in their tournament. He's like, college basketball is just amazing.
It really is amazing. Yeah. But you guys have been around people that make excuses when it comes to, paying off debts or, when it comes to cash.
Yeah, making their car payment. I swear I sent that check.
Yeah, but I guess Utah Valley was forced in a corner. I have heard every excuse when it comes to that.
I mean, do you guys – the WAC was going to go on without them because it didn't matter to the WAC.
No, they're
leaving. They would have gotten a team in that's going to stay in the WAC rather than a team that's leaving the WAC.
Yeah, so they didn't care.
They didn't care one way or the other. I would be – don't be surprised if Utah Valley – is that who this is, Utah Valley State?
Yes.
If they get the worst calls of the tournament. Like, what does the WAC care? Don't you think...
Did Utah Valley post-date this check?
That's true. Do not cash this till Monday.
It's actually a wire deposit, so it's actually in the account.
I had to go and check.
That's another bad thing when somebody hands you a check. Hey, can you wait a week? Well, why are you cutting this check now?
That's right, yeah.
If we need to wait a week.
Yeah, I'll wait a week.
Last week was senior day at all the Power 5 conferences, the final home games. 22 seniors in all of the Power 5 college, Power 6, I guess, in college basketball. 22 seniors that started their career and ended at their career had senior days last week. Just 22 players in all of college basketball.
That's impossible.
Give me that number one more time.
22 seniors in power college basketball had senior days last week where they started their career at one school and finished their career at one school and were actually seniors.
Okay. Now,
started
makes
and finished. That was the part I missed the first time. I wanted to make sure.
Well, that's what this story is all about.
It's still crazy,
that the movement, like none of Alabama's players.
Yeah, I was just going through all three of Alabama's that got honored.
Bucknell, I forget where Wrightsville was.
And Pepperdine from Millette.
And then Pepperdine from Millette.
Wrightsville, Cal State Fullerton?
Yeah, something like that. But it's 22 seniors, start to finish, that were actually seniors going through senior day, scholarship players, not the guys at the end of the bench.
That number will go down every year. Because you think about it,
it's hard to go down 22 in all of the power conferences.
360 teams.
How often can you get somebody to come into a power conference, and if they're excelling, they're probably going to move because they're going to have all these bids, or they're going to go to the NBA.
You would need, now Mark did not do this, but you would need a Mark Sears type player that's good enough to be an extremely good college player, but his professional future is very questionable.
Yeah, to LT's point, though.
A sub-6 guy.
Yeah.
But Mark Sears, if he had started at Alabama would have had to continue to pay him market value his whole career, or he would have left and gone to another school. Because
he would have those
that's
options.
where you get your biggest raise, is going to somewhere else. Give me the spotlight, Tyler, if you can. It's brought to you every day by our friend Alexander Shinara. We've got a rare clip of video from Sacramento State football that's going to be in our spotlight today. Hit it, Tyler.
The College Football Spotlight
is presented by our guy Alexander Shinara. Shinara Spotlight every single day. He's recovered more than $2 billion for his clients, maintaining some core values: integrity, mastery, passion, and success. He wanted to create a firm that can handle any issue his community faced. He's done just that. So when you find yourself in need of an attorney, Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case. Shinara.com, Shinara.com.
Sacramento State is moving up to FBS this year. In 2005, since we started off with the entertainment report, in 2005, this guy was one of their star wide receivers, bottom of your screen in the green. Watch the guy take the little pass on the out at the 40, and then he outruns everybody to the end zone. And then in his celebration, he's a showman, he runs all the way into the inflatable beehive at Sacramento State and celebrates in there, gets an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. You know who that player is?
I have no clue.
What year was it?
2005.
2005. I do not know.
Tie off the entertainment segment earlier. It is the guy who produced or directed Sinners, Ryan Coogler.
Oh, interesting.
He was a really good college football player, Ryan Coogler.
It's better director.
I don't know. He outran the corner there.
So he started somewhere else at a junior college, made it up to Sacramento State. Actually played high school ball against Marshawn Lynch. Talked about having to tackle Marshawn Lynch. So pretty interesting there. Ryan Coogler had a future in football if he wanted to play that different angle. Look at this from the end zone.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many guys in the NFL that have more money now than Coogler.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because
he got the back end of Creed and Black Panther, right?
Yep, and his deal for Sinners is that after, I believe, 25 years, all of the rights go back to him. He owns it outright, which is why I believe I could use as much Sinners clips as I wanted in the video, and Warner Brothers did not care. Use one clip from a Hamlet movie, you're done.
That is our spotlight today. We got another hour to go. This part of the show has been brought to you by our friends at Bojangles. Brownie, tell us about. I had lunch yesterday at Bojangles.
Did you get the Bojang?
I did not. I went by at lunch. I got the chicken sandwich, the fry, and then what's the dessert you talk about here?
That strawberry cobbler. Dang good, isn't it?
It was good, yes.
Yeah, our friends at Bojangles got that Bojangler sandwich right now. It is that Alaskan pollock filet with a Bo's seasoning. The deluxe comes with lettuce, pickle, tomato, cheese, and tartar sauce. You can get that for a limited time. Start your day getting up threes with triple the protein on the triple double biscuit. That is bacon, egg, and sausage, and then double the cheese and all the great breakfast items right there at Bojangles, including the ham biscuits, 2 for $5. you can try with that brand new iced coffee at your local Bojangles. And Jimmy got it yesterday. He said it's terrific. That strawberry cobbler right there at your local Bojangles, where it is always bow time.
Follow LT on Twitter at @LanceTaylor.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Think about the best summer nights of your life. How many of those were in a great t-shirt? Visit nextround.store to get the perfect t-shirt for the next perfect Southern night. Nextround.store. The memories are waiting.
Birmingham's fastest party returns to Barber Motorsports Park March 27th through 29th. Medical Properties Trust presents the Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix, powered by Am First Experience. 3 days of high-speed action featuring the fastest drivers in the world from the IndyCar Series. Enjoy the Kids Zone, food trucks, beer garden, fan zone, and more. The Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix. Kids 15 and under get in free. Get your tickets now.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Ain't no party like a Dega party. The noise, the chaos, the will to survive. The biggest, boldest, brashest, fastest, and most intimidating track in all of NASCAR. Only one place calls that home. At Talladega, anything can happen. And at this super speedway, everything usually does.
Hell yeah, boys!
NASCAR weekend at Talladega Super Speedway, April 24th through the 26th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
SEC basketball tournament starts within the hour with Kentucky playing the very first game. And as our great listener Morgan from Louisville points out, first time ever Kentucky having to play on a Wednesday of the expanded SEC basketball tournament. They're up in Nashville. We'll talk more about that coming up in a moment. This hour brought to you by our friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken, champyschicken.com, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Go by and see Sterling and the crew. Just absolutely wonderful, wonderful food, wonderful customer service, and he has curated a wonderful atmosphere there to make it a destination lunch location. It is just everything good about the South rolled into that Highway 119 location in Alabaster. The chicken's brined overnight. It's cooked to order. It's always piping hot. It's delicious. The in-house made sides, the in-house made desserts, and the Mississippi Delta recipe tamales. Bring your friends from the north down here and show them how we eat good food at Champy's Chicken right there in Alabaster. All right. Earlier we were talking about Kalen DeBoer with Josh Pate. You can get that wherever it's podcasted. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 coaches, and I want to know their approval rating. That's the phrase you brought up, LT, going into this season. So this isn't ranking them as one of the top 10 coaches. It's almost presidential approval rating. And they usually do that with a percentage. President Trump's approval rating is such and such percent.
Okay.
Or, President Biden or President Obama, it's just a percentage. So obviously 100% is a perfect approval rating. We'll start with Steve Sarkisian. Before you give me your answer, I'll throw out a nugget to offer as an advice. Texas is better off now. Maybe you disagree with me. Texas is better off now than when Sark took over. So what is Steve Sarkisian's approval rating going into this season?
Oh, I would say 75%. And that would have been a lot higher if they would have made a college football playoff last year. But when you're going in that direction and in year one in the SEC, you play for the SEC championship, you get to a college football playoff, you advance in the first round, and then the next year when you're more hyped up and you're the preseason number 1 team, you lose 3 games, you don't play for the conference championship, and you don't get to a college football playoff, it is a step back. So
that seems low, Brown, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I was going to go 85. I was going to go a little higher than 75.
I think there's 1 in 4 Texas fans, real quick, and I'll let you get to your point. 1 in 4 probably say, with the resources we've got, there's a lot of guys that could have done what Sark did.
So post Mac Brown, your head coaches were Charlie Strong and Tom Herman. Have I got them all? So you're better off than either one of those.
No
guys.
doubt.
Yeah. You've taken it back to the good years of the Mac Brown era. So I would say 85%. But I'm with Lance. I mean, when you get a name like Arch Manning, if you don't make the playoffs with him this year, a lot of fans are going to look at that and say, boy, we wasted that talent.
Well, and to
we
be
had
fair
Arch,
to
we had Arch
Sark,
here for 2 years.
I can't really recall outside of when they were coming off winning a national championship in 2005 how the approval rating was ever over like an 85 for Mac Brown, as good as he did. Texas fans were like, we should have more.
I think walking out of the Rose Bowl after the USC win, Mac was probably at 100%.
Yeah.
And he never got back to that.
Yeah. And should be noted that Lance has appeared on Austin radio and podcasts out there for years and years.
You've probably got a better feel for this than any of us because of your time you've spent with Chip out there.
Josh Heupel at Tennessee right now. I'm interested on this one because for me, it seems like this has been I know he made the playoffs last year, and he didn't have his starting quarterback who left late, and he didn't have an embarrassing season, but it feels like it's on the down slope for Heupel.
It would feel a lot different if Nico was going into year 3 and was still the quarterback and was, they were actually ascending instead of, as you said, going the other way. I don't know. I think Tennessee fans, it's still probably 70-75% because Tennessee basically did what Texas did. We were in a college football playoff in 2024, and then we missed it this year. But we all went into the season with the quarterback situation with Aguilar coming in saying, man, if he was to go 8-4 with this guy, that's a hell of a job.
Yeah, I mean, when Nico left, I think we all felt like that Heupel, to a certain extent, got a free pass when Nico left at the time he left. But then I think when fans saw Aguilar and the way he played early, specifically that Georgia game, that went into, was it double overtime where they lost, triple, whatever the overtime situation was.
Either way, a high-scoring game.
Yeah, it was a high-scoring game. I think everybody was like, oh, well, screw it. We're better at quarterback now. So I think, in an odd way, his early success cost him his free pass, if that makes any sense.
No, that's exactly right, because we were like free pass, and then by midseason we're like.
Well, he's got a better quarterback.
Yeah, what's happening here?
Yeah, they lucked into a better quarterback, and then they couldn't finish the deal. So, I don't don't want to get stuck here, but I feel like Heupel's probably 80-85%.
And I'll be honest, the play call right before halftime in Tuscaloosa.
Terrible call.
That risky of a pass out in the flat like that. Now, you got to trust your quarterback doesn't throw that pass.
Yeah, but you're in a run formation with no timeouts and 9 seconds.
Yeah,
everybody knew you weren't running.
The call was on Heupel. It was bad execution, but you take away, field goal kicker makes a kick against Georgia, and they don't call that play against Alabama. They win those two games.
They're back in the playoffs.
They're back in the playoffs. And I think the style, too, if you go back and you talked about this with Texas, the Butch Jones and the Jeremy Pruitt years, those were tough teams to watch. At least Heupel, when they're losing, they're still losing in a fun way.
I think it's 85%. Where'd you go?
I went 75.
Okay. So we're 2 for 2.
That's good. Yeah, you are identical there.
That's right.
Dan Lanning, and I'm throw this nugget out, seems to only lose to really good teams.
Yeah, but that's what cost you a national championship, when you lose to really good teams. And I think there's got to be an element of the Oregon fan bases that is like, at some point we have to win a national championship. And we've won all these games. We've won conference championships. We got all the glitz, all the glamour, and none of the trophies. So it can't be 100% because there's not an Oregon fan that doesn't.
But I would say these last 2 years are better than any back-to-back years Chip Kelly had. I mean, Kelly had him in a national championship game in 2010. Did he back it up in 11?
I think they were really close. I was going to say it's much better than what you saw with Cristobal, although Cristobal won one Pac-12 championship and Willie Taggart.
It's easier better than that.
Yeah.
And better than Helfrich. Yeah, I mean, he's been better than every guy.
Helfrich played for a national
championship.
He
was in the national championship game.
But he couldn't consistently do it.
Yeah.
This is the best since then. But I think Oregon, you probably do have an Oregon fan out there that's like, well, Helfrich did this. Cristobal won a Pac-12 championship. Like, anybody that coaches us back to Sarkisian is going to be good. Why is he not winning these meaningful games? But I would say this is probably 85, 90%. I mean, you got a young coach doing a hell of a job, seems very loyal to that program, says the right things. At least if you're an Oregon fan, he says the right thing. So I think it's 85, 90.
I think Lance will know this answer, so I'm going to ask you, and then I'll come to Lance. How many years was Chip Kelly the head coach at Oregon?
Let's see. Helfrich coached in the 2013 national championship game. I feel like he took over in 2012. So I'm going to say one more year after that for Chip Kelly. So I'm going to say Kelly was the coach from 5 to 11. So I'm going to say 7.
7 years?
I would say 5.
It's only 4. I forget all the time he was only the head coach 4 years.
But they were all really good years.
Oh, they were all tremendous years. I mean, 10-3, 8-1, Rose Bowl, finished 11th. 12-1, 9-0, national championship game, finished 3rd. 12-2, 8-1, Rose Bowl, finished 4th. 12-1, 8-1, Fiesta Bowl, finished 2nd. Never finished worse than first or tied for first in the Pac-12/Pac-10. I mean, I forget he was only there 4 years, but those 4 years were tremendous. So that's the bar to beat. Lanning, he's pretty close to that bar, though, if he's not there. So I think it's probably –
if I was an Oregon fan, I'd be like, he's done a great job.
Yeah. Has he lost 10 games yet as a head coach?
Probably not.
No. He's in 4 years, he's 26-3.
Yeah.
But he can't – but they haven't won a national championship, so it can't be 100%. There's always going to be that group out there that's like –
well, that can't be right. Let me go back. It can't be 26-3 in 4 years.
That'd be one year he'd be undefeated.
He lost the first one to Georgia.
10-3, 12-2, 13-1, 13-2. So he's got 8 losses.
Yeah, still not 10.
48-8.
Yeah,
48-8.
I will go 95% just because there's going to be 5% out there that are like he hasn't won a national championship with all these wins.
And really good quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Year 5 for Lincoln Riley. What's his approval rating right now? Not with the media.
Yeah.
With USC fan. Of which you're one.
You're one. So can I give my perspective?
Yep.
Not to be shaded by yours. I would say probably 70% for USC fans. I think they thought they were getting a coach that would have them in the national championship hunt very, very quickly. And you can say what you want, but they've essentially gotten Clay Helton under a different name at this point. Am I wrong about that?
So you're saying Clay Helton results
with Lincoln Riley's pedigree?
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Riley's a better coach than Clay Helton. I'm not making that argument, but I'm saying you've gotten Clay Helton's results.
It's gone backwards. You look at Caleb Williams, one of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL, winning a Heisman Trophy. You win 11 games. You look like you were going to win the Pac-12 championship that year in the first half against Utah. And then he pulls a hamstring in that game, and they go on and lose that game. And then after 11 wins in year one where the defense wasn't good, they drop back to 8 wins. And then in year 3, 7 wins. And last year, 9 wins. I would say it's 50-50 with the USC fans I've talked to.
Oh, it's 50%. I said 70%.
I think it's 50-50 because 4 years is long enough to get something done.
I agree.
Their collective has come together. You have hired a very capable general manager. Like, this is such a pivotal year, and I do think you're gonna see USC ascend a little bit and win 10 games and get to a college football playoff. But, man, it's 50-50. It is a coin flip on people that like Lincoln Riley and people that are like, he has not done nearly enough because he is getting paid elite money.
So if it's 50-50, there are a lot of USC fans that feel like I feel like I've just gotten Clay Helton. I've gotten a sexier Clay Helton.
And we're paying a lot more money.
Our friends at Walk-Ons, a couple more for these coaches' approval ratings. It's always a 100% approval rating at Walk-Ons, where every day is game day, whether it's a post-win celebration or drinks after work with the friends. You can go by there and enjoy all the made-from-scratch favorites, including the wonderful Hall of Fame level burgers, the mozzarella logs. I love the Gator Bites, the bone-in wings. When they put the bone-in wings on the menu, can't eat enough of those. Love all their sauces. Stop by today or order online in the Walk-Ons app. Walk-On Sports Bistro, Trussville, Greystone, Stadium Trace. It's Walk-Ons with our friends. Game on, I should say, at Walk-Ons. Game on with our friends at Walk-Ons. Dabo Swinney. I will say this. In his generation, he was a top 5 coach. At one point, he was considered the best coach in college football with Nick Saban still coaching. Not in my book, but there were people that were arguing should he be 1 or should he be 2 with Nick Saban. Where's his approval rating right now with the Clemson fans?
I'm going to go 75%.
Yeah,
I think it's dropping though. You know, there was a time, a 4 or 5 year period, it was 100%.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the Deshaun Watson, Trevor Lawrence era, he had to be 100%.
But we had, a Clemson intern that worked for us a couple of summers ago, and she's, Clemson student in the middle of it going back for her senior year, and she talked about the buzz around campus at that point, and that was going into the year where they won an ACC championship and they went back to a college football playoff, and she was talking about it's getting really stale, and a lot of students are talking about this. So I think it has dropped. You're going to have the old school guy that's like, it doesn't matter what he does. He's done so much for this program. We should always, bow down to Dabo Swinney. And I understand that, but I think it's 75% now.
I was going to say 70. I just think, you got national, you got caviar taste. And the reason you don't have the caviar anymore, true or not, the perception is, and I do think there's some truth to it, that Dabo Swinney has been hesitant, or completely resistant to embracing the way college football is done today, Dunaway. He didn't want to do NIL. He literally said in a microphone with cameras rolling, the day players start getting paid, I'll retire. So you see how he felt about NIL from the front end. And he was slow to embrace the transfer portal, though he has now done it, but you felt like he has had to have been dragged kicking and screaming into the way college football is done this day and age.
And the Roy bus plays when you're winning and you're still very relevant. And the woe is me Clemson, that plays when you're winning. But when you're not winning, it gets a little old. And he also doesn't take criticism well. And so I think people look at that and they're like, well, damn, you're not getting the job done now.
75% seems to be a little high considering the national conversation about Dabo. The national perception seems like that percentage should be a little lower. Kirby Smart.
I don't think it's 100% anymore. I think it was for a long time, but I think once you develop national championship taste, and Kirby has not won a playoff game since 2022, or is it 3? Whatever it is, it's been a couple years.
But this is still by far the highest approval rating we've had. I think it is 95%.
Oh, yeah.
I agree with you. It's not 100% anymore because I think there are people out there that are like, we're still committed to this program. You're still winning at a high level. You're still winning SEC championships, which, by the way, they have in back-to-back years. Why is Indiana a team that's winning a national championship and we're not? So I think there are some people that are like, hey, maybe this NIL is not for Kirby. I don't think the three of us are in that boat, but I do think it's dropped just a couple of points.
Yeah. And then the last one is Kalen DeBoer. And again, national perception is going to be a lot like Dabo. It's worse in the headlines and on the talking head shows on ESPN, I think, than it is in reality. But
I would say 70%.
I was going to say 65.
Wow.
Yeah. It's Alabama. I mean, nobody's got more caviar taste right now than Alabama fans, Jim. I mean, it was blowouts every week. You had one close game a year. You either won the national championship or lost in the national championship game every year. You won a ton of SEC championships. It was an impossible act to follow, but unfortunately for Kalen DeBoer, that's what fans expected him to do, was follow it. And he did himself no favors by beating Georgia straight out of the chute. Obviously, you want to win every game you play, but as soon as he did that, everybody was like, well, here we go. We're not going to miss a beat.
Try to stick with me, but I talked to a massive Alabama fan yesterday that is very logical, and he was like, this is going in the wrong direction. And I think Alabama's going to lose 4 games this year with that schedule, which I don't see it. And again, I'm a big DeBoer fan, but there's a lot of Alabama fans that don't think he's going to be able to get the job done.
Yeah.
Little approval ratings going into, and some have already started, spring football. We'll get back to the SEC basketball tournament after LT tells us again about our wonderful friends at Hemp Hill Services.
Again, they will be out at my house today at 1 o'clock. Fingers crossed it is just Freon. It's some kind of little part that needs to be put on there.
I said Freon. I'm not sure they use Freons in the house.
No, but this same. Yeah.
I know they do in cars.
No, they used to. I don't know that they do it anymore with the environmental stuff. But the same thing happened to me, and it was Hemp Hill. So I'll say the same thing you're about to say. I had them have to come out and look. I thought I was going to have one replaced, and it was just a small, much less expensive part. So they were very honest. If they'd have walked in the door and said, got to replace it, I would not have questioned them.
When Tanner and the guys come out today, if it's like, hey, we can duct tape this or we can get you a new unit, it's probably going to be duct tape it. So, they will give you options. I mean, that's what they're great at doing, and they're reliable. They're trustworthy since 1954. It is the name Birmingham has been behind and trusted for all of the plumbing, heating, and cooling issues, home or business. They are ready to serve you. 205-229-2090. Tell them the next round sent you. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
And our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama, if you're ready for the ultimate excuse to kick back, relax, and enjoy the biggest games this March, schedule your vasectomy right now at Urology Centers of Alabama and recover just in time to catch every buzzer beater from the comfort of your own couch. It's quick, it's easy, and it's the perfect excuse for a few days of relaxation. Call the number on your screen, 205-930-0920, 930-0920, or urologycentersalabama.com to book your appointment today. Urology Centers of Alabama, your health and your game plan. All right, so Kentucky and LSU getting ready to play. I forgot it was a 75-74 game earlier this year. No way Kentucky loses today, right?
No.
Well, Poe, you want to talk about Pope hearing it.
Terrible.
I mean, people say this McMahon guy can coach. I mean, at some point you are what your record says you are.
It's probably his last game as the LSU coach.
Oh, you
today,
think so?
yeah.
Because Lamont Paris is going to get another year at South Carolina, and those guys feel like they're in the same boat. I don't think there's any connection like one does and one doesn't, but I just wondered with Paris getting another year how you felt about McMahon. You think this is it for him?
I do.
Yeah, I do too.
The big question would become, would you offer Will Wade, and would Will Wade leave NC State to go back?
I would not go back if I'm Will Wade.
Well, I would. I try not to be bitter as a person. It is hard. It is hard sometimes to forget, right? Like you want to try to forget and move on. I try not to be bitter, but it would be hard looking at all those other programs that stood by their coaches, and their coaches are just fine now, and you didn't stand by me. I mean,
well, and you look at, the big-ass offer, all that kind of stuff is just kind of comical now.
It really is.
Look back at it.
Yeah, but all those other programs, Kansas stood right by Bill Self. Bill Self still winning games, guys.
Yeah. Sean Miller, though, also was on the audio tape, and he lost a really good job at Arizona.
He did, but and Arizona's recovered just fine because they got Tommy Lloyd as a fantastic coach.
It did seem like they were behind Sean Miller, like we're going to let this thing play out as far as we can let it play out. And like not to the degree of Bill Self, where they were just like, we don't care. We're going to let that continue to play out. So there was a little bit more allegiance behind Sean Miller than Will Wade. It didn't really seem like a lot of people were getting his back. But back to Kentucky, like one of the few reasons that I would have wanted gone up to Nashville this week was if Kentucky lost today to do man on the street and talk to Kentucky fans
Yeah,
on where they are on Pope
They'll
after
be
year 2.
hot on Pope.
Yeah, because
yes.
you think DeBoer is in trouble going into year 3 possibly. If Pope doesn't have any kind of semblance of a showing this March, the pressure that will be on him next year is beyond massive.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they'd let him keep coaching. Mitch Barnhart's on his way out as the athletic director up there. By the way, quickly on that, I saw our friends at Kentucky Sports Radio. They're in a little bit of a battle with Mitch Barnhart.
I saw this.
Where he basically called them knuckleheads. Mitch Barnhart is getting a $950,000 a year job for some position they created. Originally, they were putting in academics. That academics was going to pay for it, but now athletics is having to pay for it because of the way it looked, because of cutbacks, firings that are going to have to happen at the University of Kentucky for financial reasons, and they thought it would be a bad look to have a creative position paying almost $1 million while laying off people who are not making, barely making 6 figures or not making 6 figures. And we've got this creative position that they called a golden parachute, and he clapped back at him in a news conference saying it's not a golden parachute. I'm going to work. I've always worked. I'm going to work.
Yeah,
but
but
it's a position that has no, what is your work? You created this position.
Yeah, because I saw Matt Jones responding to it, who's the creator of Kentucky Sports Radio, and Matt was like, all I asked was, where's the money coming from?
That's right. Who's paying?
Who approved this job? Was there board of trustees approval on this? And what's he doing?
Yeah.
There's
Just
never been a
simple
job
questions.
description. Yeah.
You should be able to answer those questions.
Yeah, I mean, what he's doing should be the easiest answer.
Yeah,
and because
and likely it's nothing. We've seen it happen before. Pat Dye, basically got he did so much for Auburn University. We're going to keep him on the payroll. And it's a golden parachute.
Yeah, those are questions that you should have to answer if you're in that position.
Yeah, and what's really crazy is I believe you're about to see a lot of firings at Kentucky, like with people that I work with, like sports information people. If I understand the lay of the land correctly, they're about to move sports information out of the athletic department, eliminate a lot of positions, and move it into university media.
Vandy did this some time ago, by the way.
Right.
Now, that's Vandy versus Kentucky, 2 different animals.
And it is a trend I hope is not spreading around college athletics in a cost-cutting measure, because what those people do for individual student athletes to promote them and promote the university is more valuable than they get paid.
Yeah. So this makes a little more sense. I saw that Pope was on the podium yesterday and was questioned about some analytics guy he's hired. So apparently everything's under the microscope at Kentucky right now, because he was having, and he kind of stumbled around in the answer. I don't know if Pope hired this guy thinking nobody would notice, but it's basically a 24/7 analytics guy for their basketball program now.
Yep.
And he was asked about it and was kind of having to defend the hiring, it seemed, and I wondered why, but now all this is adding up. So Kentucky's apparently every expenditure is under the microscope for them right now is what it looks like.
Yeah.
But you want them spending that, but you want the results. Like,
well, yeah.
I want an analytical guy. I want a general manager.
But I need it
want
to lead to wins.
$25 million roster, but I also want a Final Four appearance.
Yeah. A really cool thing that both Stephen Pearl and Nate Oates, I don't know if other teams do this, but I know Stephen's program and Nate's program do this. When the head coaches come out and they shake hands, the assistants and all the bench assistants line up, and it's a big handshake line of the coaches pregame.
Right.
And, I mean, it was mid-court where Nate and Steven started to shake hands, and they pass each other. It was around to the baseline.
It's like the teams are shaking hands already?
It's more than players. There's more people on the coaching staff and around the coaches with trainers and everything than they are players.
Yeah.
And it's pretty impressive that basketball's grown to that in the state, but they're not short on the money at Alabama and Auburn these days for basketball.
It ain't cheap, is it?
It's not cheap. What do you expect from Auburn today? What are we getting from Auburn? What do they have to do to beat Mississippi State?
So, I mean, this team's desire, this team's effort, this team's focus, this team's willingness to play as a team has been questioned all along, Lance. To me, if you've got any of that, if there is anything inside of you that wants to play in the NCAA tournament, you got to have your best defensive day of your year on Josh Hubbard. That guy absolutely embarrassed you just a matter of weeks ago. I'd almost rather a guy take a flagrant foul in the first couple of possessions than let this guy just stand out there and shoot the way he did against you. I want to see somebody defend Josh Hubbard and make him earn points.
Yeah, he went Bam Adebayo. Went 35 points in the first half, 46 for the game. I agree with you. I think it's about effort. You didn't seem to have it in Tuscaloosa on Saturday with Auburn. Now you've lost 8 of 10. You know what you're playing for. And you're playing a Mississippi State team that is 5-13 in conference that just beat you a couple of weeks ago. If you were unable as a 7.5-point favorite to win this game, I mean, you already, in my opinion, don't deserve to be in the tournament. But you got to make a little bit of a run, and it starts today with Mississippi State, and this should be the easiest.
In hindsight, as bad as the bubble has been, in hindsight, you guys would grant me if Auburn had won in Tuscaloosa, they're not even being discussed right now.
I think they're already in.
I agree.
Yeah.
So there was a game in hindsight that won you a spot in the NCAA tournament, and you showed up and gave that effort.
Yeah, you could not have been more flat because LeBaron Philon had his way with you in the first 3 minutes of the game.
What?
You had 5 turnovers in the first 3 minutes of the game.
And Lance has continued to give you the numbers of guards that have gone off against Auburn. And Philon and Holloway combined, what was it, for 43 in that win for Alabama?
Yeah,
I think it was.
Hubbard's 46. But,
no, but they combined for 43. I mean, still 43 points. So somebody's got to guard on the perimeter for Auburn for them to advance. And this is a game where a win doesn't help you. You can't lose this game.
Well, and I want to see the big three put it together. It doesn't seem like you've had a big game with Keyshawn Hall, Tahad Pettiford, and Kevin Overton at the same time.
Yeah.
Like if all three of those guys offensively and you do have some perimeter defense, then Auburn could be a really dangerous team in Nashville. But at the same time, are you guys more surprised if they lose today outright or they win 2 games?
Any Auburn loss is not surprising to me right now. So I'd be surprised with whatever your other option was.
Win 2 games.
Yes.
To me, I'm more surprised if they lose today. I would expect them to win 2 games. Bobby,
expect them to?
I mean, who they get tomorrow? It's Tennessee, or is it Vandy? No, it's Tennessee tomorrow.
Yeah,
Tennessee tomorrow. I think they can beat Tennessee. Mississippi State they'll beat today. They got to beat Mississippi State.
They have to.
Oh, they have to win that game.
Great point by Bobby earlier when I told you about 22 seniors who started and finished at their school. He said Tahad Pettiford should be one of those guys at Auburn, but he doesn't know if Stephen can bring him back next year. And I agree with him. I with the problems he has been this year, not showing up early on, being a non-starter for 2 games, and apparently not a leader in the locker room to keep this group together. If I'm Stephen Pearl and I have 12 new players next year, nobody returning off this roster, I think I'd be okay with that.
Well, you're going to have to pay him more to stay, and the more you pay these guys, the more upper hand they get on you.
Yeah.
So what's that going to be like next year? Lance, I can't. Almost every Auburn fan I talk to assumes the guy's gone next year, and not to the NBA, but to another school.
Pettiford's going to go to the NBA.
You think so?
I really believe that.
There is no way, because every time
he's killed his style.
I agree.
Every time I see him in person, and
he gets smaller.
It's been 3 times this year. He gets smaller. He does, and by at least my vision, every time I say it, every time I'm like, whoever's close to me, I look at him and I'm like, I forget how small he really is.
What do you think
honestly,
he is?
do you think you're taller than him? And the reason I ask is they list him everywhere at 6'1". I don't believe he's 6'1".
Did he not get measured?
He's taller than me.
So he might be a legit 6.
He may be a legit 6, but he's taller than Kyler Murray in cleats, because I stood next to Kyler Murray at the Orange Bowl.
Well,
but he's not much taller.
All right, well, here's all I know.
If
you're 6 feet, if you're 6'1", if you're 6'4", you got to be able to shoot the basketball at the next level. And he went from shooting last year 37% behind the arc. He is under 30% this year. So statistically, everything has gone down. He doesn't look like the same player.
He and Keyshawn Hall don't blend together.
No.
Like they have no ebb and flow together.
Well, I don't know about you guys. I got sent a tweet several times over the weekend about the teams Keyshawn Hall has left, and all of them have improved the year after he left,
they're setting the bar just right for that to happen again at Auburn.
Yeah, it's going to be hard not to improve, right?
I mean, Stephen's out of a job if they don't.
Yeah, it felt unfair to Keyshawn Hall to pin it all on him, but the numbers are the numbers. Every team's improved since he left. Todd Pettiford at the Combine. I knew he had Combine measurement. I mean, this is what – he can't dodge this one. This is what he goes by.
5'11" something?
It's 6 foot and a quarter.
6 foot and a quarter.
Barely
6 foot.
And a quarter of an inch. That's it. And that's without shoes, but that's how they measure at the Combine. That's everybody's height. I mean, Lance, to be a 6-footer in the NBA, do you know how good you got to be? He's not that good.
No.
Yeah.
Not right now, he's not.
No, but but you guys, we see it every year. Guys make mistakes and go in.
It'll be a massive mistake.
I just have this feeling that Pettiford will end up going to the NBA, get drafted in the second round.
No, he'll be undrafted.
No, he'll be G League.
I think he'll get drafted in the
Do you have to
second
get
round.
drafted to be G League, or can you? I mean, you can free agent into G League, can't you?
Yeah.
He'll be G League. I mean, I'd go play in Europe if I were him. I don't think I'd play G League.
No, I would be playing for 4
No, I'd go back to
years.
college. I'd go back to college. But before I'd go G League, I'd go Europe.
I'd shop. If Auburn doesn't want to pay me what the next school is, I would milk as much money as I could.
Well, that's
and
another
I'd
thing.
eat in the cafeteria every day. I'd save every penny of it.
No, let me ask you, if you're Bill Self's probably a bad example because Bill's going to be a little more selective, I would think, moving forward. But what do you think he can demand for a big-time program? Like, his stock's even dropped at this level. So I don't know if you can give him more than $1 million.
Kentucky paid Mo Diabate at 1.2.
I'd pay him before I pay Mo Diabate.
Kentucky's one of those. They don't look at the menu prices.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Hey, by the way, they're playing on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I'll point out.
And they shop at different places. But so, yeah, maybe.
If I'm Todd Pettiford, like I said, I'll take highest bidder for the next 2 years. I'm saving every penny of it. I am eating in the cafeteria, and I'm cheering for the visiting team to miss 2 free throws so I get free gooey fries. I'm trying to save every penny I can get.
Hey,
I'm going out there and watching the burger go around and around, trying to pick which bag it's in during a timeout so I can get a free hamburger. I'm doing all the in-game stuff.
Hey, so real quick, I had a tough time putting a finger on this. You were at the game. I don't know if you've gone back and watched it. I wouldn't blame you. It was a terrible game to watch.
The Alabama-Auburn game?
Yeah, I would not go back and watch it.
I don't go back and watch many basketball games.
Lance and I saw this. Our buddy Gary Parrish, CBS Sports, who will be on the show next couple of weeks. I saw a TikTok of him. Did you see this? He nailed it. He nailed it. You haven't seen it. He goes, that's Stephen Pearl postgame. That's Stephen Pearl pregame. He was like, there was no emotion in it. He goes, I honestly think Stephen was just doing that to give their tournament resume. It was like it sounded like he was just running through their tournament resume.
Talking to the selection committee.
Only team that beat Florida in Gainesville.
Yeah. The guy that does the show with Gary, I don't know who it is, was like, did he bring up the WAB, the win against the bubble?
Okay, but I agree with you. Like, although I am trying to sell the committee and I'm giving the resume out, it looks so bad in retrospect. I'm like, final cut, we can't let this out.
Yeah, but Gary was I honestly think he was just giving their resume on national TV. I think that was the whole purpose.
Everybody take a knee. Todd, make it a good one. All right, Michelson gets us to break when we come back. A crazy day in the NFL, and I think the Ravens should be penalized, but I'll let the NFL guys educate me here on the other side. Michelson Laser Vision. LT, you're going to be meeting with these folks this week, having a nice meal with them.
Yeah, look, if you wear glasses or contacts, you have thought about LASIK. You've heard me talk about it. You've got friends that have gotten it done. You need to get screened out. Just see if you're a potential candidate and go from there. 205-969-8100. Ask for Amy. Tell her the next round sent you. She is going to hook you up with that hassle-free consultation. 0 to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. I was wasting money each and every year on the contacts, complete pain in the ass, to take them out in the morning, put them back in, or take them out at night, put them back in the morning. Make the call that I made. For more information, you can always go online, michelsonlaservision.com.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter @ScottForresterTV.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
Your representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers. Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place. NextRound.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt. You can look your best by shopping with us at NextRound.store. Take the next round anywhere with NextRound.store.
Ain't no party like a Dega party. The noise, the chaos, the will to survive. The biggest, boldest, brashest, fastest, and most intimidating track in all of NASCAR. Only one place calls that home. At Talladega, anything can happen. And at this super speedway, everything usually does.
Hell yeah, boys!
NASCAR weekend at Talladega Superspeedway, April 24th through the 26th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Looking for the ultimate weekend in Birmingham? The Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix is back at Barber Motorsports Park, March 27th through 29th, bringing big energy, big crowds, and unforgettable moments. It's more than a race. It's a full day of excitement, family fun, food, music, and world-class competition, all set on one of the most beautiful venues in racing. The Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix at Barber Motorsports Park. Get your tickets now.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
Almost any coach who coached before 2004, head coaches, made less than what Matt Patricia is now making as a defensive coordinator at Ohio State. $3.75 million this year, $3.85 million next year.
What a gig. You know, he's got Super Bowl rings. He's been a head coach at Detroit. Like, I would just nestle into this position and never leave.
I'd bet that he's not on the road recruiting. You don't necessarily have to do that anymore.
Seems like I did that story where I know Jim Knowles had it where he didn't have to recruit at Penn State. It would not surprise me if he did not recruit.
Yeah, and I think Tom Allen probably, if I got the same deal at Clemson when he left Penn State, which opened the door for Knowles to go to Penn State.
I don't have a problem with this at all. This is not Roger Clemens not traveling with the Houston Astros. You know, I would defensive coordinator, if you can get a great one in there, and look, if he needs to help be a closer on some of these recruls where you FaceTime or bring him in,
when they're on campus,
that
kind of
stuff.
Yeah, and I'll look at film all day for you, and I'll tell you if this guy can play for me, and I'll Zoom with him if you need me to.
But I'm not going out to Kalamazoo.
No, I'm going to sit right here and make Ohio State defense better. That's what I'm going to do.
Absolutely. So that's interesting.
Boy, I mean, almost, you were about to say that, almost saving money. When Saban was first hired, you remember the end of college?
$4 million?
Yeah, $32 million guaranteed, 8 years, $4 million, which a lot of people were like, where are we going in college athletics? We're paying a head coach $32 million guaranteed. Are you insane?
Where Senator Tuberville was complaining about that just this week, about the college salaries.
Tommy did okay on that.
Yeah, now he only made, maybe a little over $2 million, but or some of his buyouts were that. It's just
he makes that in the stock market
but
now.
it's changed now. It's changed. You know?
I mean, the initial $4 million from Saban.
Yeah, that was it, man. It was the end of college athletics.
I did not think we'd get to this point where the defense coordinator is making that kind of money.
Yeah. Central State Bank brings you part of the show today. Tell us about those great folks, Brownie.
Hey, listen, if he wants to go and Matt Patricia wants to show up at Central State Bank, they'll show him what to do with that, and you can as well. You don't have to make $3.75 million to be a customer at Central State Bank. You know Central State Bank is located in your community. It's people that live around you, they work around you, they go to church and play ball games and all that around you. That is Central State Bank. It is a community bank, and that is super important. And by the way, they know how important good grades are for young kids. So open a Young Savers account today. And when report cards roll in or the grade reports, send it on over. Your student could earn up to $10 for A's and B's. So it's banking that not only teaches lifelong habits financially, but it celebrates their hard work. Family-owned, community-focused, Central State Bank, member FDIC.
Cap it, don't snap it. Our friends at Gutter Cap want to remind you, very important, the gutters are clean and free-flowing. We're going to have rain in the area later today and tomorrow. Make sure the only thing that goes through those gutters is the rainwater. Gutter Cap is a patented aluminum cover system, fits over most existing gutters. It will keep all the debris out, keep the gutters clean and free-flowing. The answer is Gutter Cap. Dirty, dangerous job. Don't get on the roof. You fall, you slip, you snap the neck and die. No good to the wife or kids. Cap it, don't snap it. Chris Stewart will come out, give you an absolutely free estimate. 205-823-2212 or guttercapbirmingham.com.
Hey, and by the way, our Innisfree countdown to kickoff is 171 days until the start of the college football season, until the start of you continuing a game day tradition of making it to Innisfree. We have great food, great drink, and always good times. Head to the free with our friends at Innisfree, Tuscaloosa, and Lakeview here in Birmingham. We'll be at the Lakeview location tomorrow afternoon, getting you ready for the St. Patrick's Day festivities. Come hang out with us, 4 to 6. We'll be out there, right?
That's right. Great place just to hang out at Innisfree on a Thursday afternoon down on Lakeview.
Oh, absolutely. I know before Trash, you wanted to get to the biggest story maybe in sports, which was the trade completely falling apart. I don't know what to believe when I see something on social media now, but whether it's AI or somebody just making something completely up. But when I saw this first drop last night, it blew me away.
For those that don't know what he's talking about, it's the fact that Maxx Crosby's trade to the Ravens was voided by the Ravens for medical reasons, and he couldn't suit up and play right now because of meniscus surgery. But according to all medical experts, he's actually ahead of schedule in recovery, will be fine for the season. But Brown nailed it. They were giving 2 first-round draft picks to the Raiders, who were getting totally screwed in this. And they found out they could get Trey Hendrickson, same position, same
price.
money.
Yeah.
But didn't have to give up the first-round draft picks.
That's right. And I would say Hendrickson and Maxx Crosby are...
Crosby's better, but...
Yeah, but I don't have to give up 2... It's not just 2 draft picks. They were going to have 2 first-round draft picks to get Crosby. So for the same money, I can get Hendrickson.
But here's what I don't understand. How did you not know that with Hendrickson to begin with?
That's a great question. I don't know why you didn't just go do that free agent deal right away. How did Baltimore end up in the unless I don't know.
Well, and if you're the Ravens, how did you not? I mean, you knew he got meniscus surgery in January. You knew he just came off the crutches last week. So what is different? And
I don't think they have any genuine
that's
concern.
Just them trying to get out of it.
Yeah, I don't think moving forward, I mean, he's going to get a deal somewhere else. He can't come back to the Raiders. But the problem now is the Raiders aren't going to get nearly
that
what
was
they got.
my point. Is they're getting screwed because it has been damaged. If I was Tom Brady and the Raiders, I would petition the NFL to penalize the Ravens. I would want one of their draft picks. They can give me either one of them. They still got to give me one for doing what they did here. It was agreed upon. No papers were signed because you couldn't sign it until, I guess, Wednesday when the official season starts.
You know how
you've screwed me over here now.
You know how we're so knee-jerk to big situations like this happens every year. It just doesn't happen with a Maxx Crosby-like caliber player,
a high-end guy
with 2 number ones at stake. I would not be surprised moving forward if you have a third party, almost. The NFL has their
like
medical
arbitrator?
consultant that comes in, and so the Raiders, the Ravens, and then a third party, and you get really 3 different people that are looking at this because it is very easy for one side to say, you know what, I'm getting cold feet on this. I don't think you're medically
All I got to
cleared.
do is fill him on the physical, and now the trade can't go through because the physical has fell.
And the Rams have always been in play for Crosby, and I have heard that the 13, they're going to dangle the 13 possibly, and then a later round pick which I'm all about because I guarantee you this is not like long-term medical issues.
Well, the good news for the Rams or anyone else that wants Crosby, as we said, is you're no longer going to have to give up 2 first-round picks because now I got a guy that's failed an NFL physical.
Yeah.
I'm
And
not
now
giving,
the Raiders are desperate.
Yeah, that's right. They've got to move him. He can't come back and play for them. What I don't understand in this story, to your point, is how the Ravens didn't know already they could get Hendrickson for, I think it's 112, 120, whatever it is. 4 years, 112, 4 years, 120.
Yeah,
how did they not
4 years,
already?
112.
How did they not already know that?
Because he didn't go on the first day. I get the feeling that Hendrickson's people thought that he had been scooped up on day 1 too, and for a bigger price, and price probably went down on day 2.
Maybe so
for him.
But even still, Jim, if you've got to pay more for Hendrickson, what are 2 first-round picks worth? I mean, two first-round picks.
And so you don't have to pay that to Hendrickson.
Right,
because
but I'm saying even if Hendrick's price went down, so 4 years, 120 for Hendrickson and no first-round picks, to me sounds like a better deal even if I'm paying more. And if I'm Cincinnati, I'm the other piss team in here is if I'm a Cincinnati fan, I'm too cheap to pay a high-end pass rusher, and I let him go in my division.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, what in the world? I got to face him 2 times a year now?
Yeah, what do you think Joe Burrow thinks about that?
Exactly.
Well, you let him go. At this point, Cincinnati's not controlling him.
I can't control where he's going,
Yeah.
but I could have controlled him staying in Cincinnati.
Well, when you see a price 4-year, $112 million, that's what you should be paying to keep him. The Bengals should have paid that to keep him.
I mean, it's $28 a year. It's a lot of money, but for a great edge rusher, it's really
hard to
not.
put a price on those.
Crosby's better than him, though, right?
He is, yeah.
100%.
Crosby is freaking next level.
You did not get Romeo Dobbs either. He went to New England for 4 years, $80 million. And Geno Smith is back where it started with the New York Jets. All that happened yesterday. Mac Jones, according to Diana Rossini, she says the 49ers are being called by a lot of teams, but everyone is telling her the asking price is astronomical, is the word she used. No word on what the 49ers are asking for Mac Jones, but basically she says nobody's willing to pay that, what they're asking. To what you've been saying all along, Lance, he's going to be with the 49ers again, but he's a free agent at the end of this year. So he'll play 1 more year with the 49ers, and then he'll be on the open market.
I think it's important to have a quality backup that can win you games, and we saw that with Mac this year. But is it so important that you are
turning down astronomical offers?
Yeah, and it's almost like as Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch, if they had the conversation behind the scene, like we paid Brock all this money, but we're still not really sure he's going to be the guy.
That's the feeling.
Yeah, but why turn down astronomical offers when you're just going to lose him to free agency in 1 year?
Yeah.
That's what doesn't make sense.
Unless
they are still
what Lance said,
Purdy. Yeah.
that Mac Jones is our quarterback of the future and not Brock Purdy.
So you saw what the Dolphins paid Malik Willis. Wouldn't you think Mac Jones gets more than that?
I do.
And you saw what the Dolphins paid Tua to not be there. So is that ultimately San Francisco with Brock Purdy? I think we're a ways away from that, but let's not forget, 2 years ago, Tua was in the playoffs. He led the NFL in passing yards.
That's right.
And now he's fighting for a starting job in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Trash Today brought to you by our friends at StormRestorationRoofing.com. That's Greg from Pell City. Man, more storms yesterday. LT's telling me it's going to rain again today, rain again tomorrow. Storm damage repairs. Greg from Pell City will take care of that for you. Call him before you call your insurance provider, 205-542-3531. Something happens here in the South when there are hailstorms or windstorms that happen. You get a lot of door knockers, just people walking by, knocking your door, trying to get you to sign on with their roofing company.
Land shark.
Yeah, don't answer the door. Call Greg from Pell City, 205-542-3531. Have the number on standby so you can call him before you call your insurance provider. He'll give you a free, no-cost roof inspection. That's important. Maybe something's happened on your roof that's caused some damage that you don't know about because you haven't had your roof inspected in a while. Let Greg get up there and check it out for you. A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau, 205-542-3531, stormrestorationroofing.com.
It's hard. I mean, we had just finished building our dream home, my wife and I. You could walk out our home and look at the Golden Dome. We tore down an apartment complex to build this beautiful home.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Oh, it's even worse.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
Built it on bones of poor people.
That's right. The peasants.
I forgot to get our pets out. Too late.
Brian Kelly's got them now.
Hidden Valley Ranch launching a new program that will pay for fans to travel across Europe and test how ranch pairs with international food. Now announced on March 10th in celebration of the National Ranch Day, the Hidden Valley Ranch Ambassador Program will recruit 2 teams, 2 people, spend the summer traveling across the continent while documenting their experiences online. Now, the brand says program designed to introduce the distinctly American condiment to new audiences overseas as the U.S. approaches its 250th anniversary. The program will send 2 duos across European countries during an 8-week trip in summer 2026, including 7 weeks of international travel with all expenses paid. I was taking the shot at influencers. I do my air quotes there. Some people that don't have jobs. But if I had an opportunity to do this out of college and really didn't have any responsibilities, very important there, this seems like something that would be awesome. Hidden Valley said the selected participants will act as, quote, on-the-ground cultural explorers, pairing ranch with well-known local foods and sharing reactions from people they meet along the way. Potential routes include trips through Northern Europe with stops in London, Ireland, Iceland, France, Germany, Switzerland, Sweden, and a northern route through London, Spain, Portugal, Italy, Croatia, and Greece.
I want to go to all those places.
I do too. This would be absolutely incredible. The teams will be expected to create content throughout the trip, including 4 short-form videos each week, 1 longer YouTube episode documenting their experiences with ranch and local cuisine. Applications for the Ranch Ambassador Program open March 31st. Interested candidates must apply as a pair and be comfortable sharing housing during the trip.
You just need to make 4 shorts and 1 video in a week.
That's it?
Yeah, that's what he said the requirements for like the content creation are. It's
That's
like
easy.
you can make 1 long video and get 4 shorts out of it.
Comfortable sharing housing. Now that gets interesting.
No, so
hostile.
I think me and Maddie might apply, and I'm going to tap out on you guys for the summer.
Okay, if y'all get it. Hey,
is that a fair deal?
I
If
know.
we get it,
Want to
will
try
you
ranch
guys
with me,
allow
Jim?
it?
Yes.
You want to go to Europe and eat ranch together?
I'm going to pass.
Okay.
But
I'd like the Europe part.
the shared housing, you don't want to share with me. I'm hard to live with. Just ask Lance.
Hey, did you Dunaway go to Europe with the Birmingham Fire back in the day?
Did
You've
not.
never been to Europe, have
Nope.
you?
I was
Okay.
with the Thunderbolts, remember?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Would you have gone to Europe with the
Herb
Thunder?
and Matt Coulter were on that broadcast team. And they did.
Because they played games in Europe, right? The Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Half the teams are in America, and half the teams are in
So
Europe.
you're on letting me out if I get selected.
If you get selected for this, you can have the whole summer.
Dunaway, you cool with that?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Absolutely.
What they say? 6 college students. How many are there?
Was it college students?
I thought
or
it was
did
college
say?
students.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult for me to get in if it's college students. I'm going to have to.
Maddie can make it.
I'm going to have to go Dominican Republic on my resume. Danny Almonte.
This guy does not look 22. Nah.
It doesn't say college students. It just says 2
My
teams
bad.
of 2 people.
Lance suggested college students. 2 teams of 2 people.
I mean, I imagine that's who they're looking for because
Right.
that is who can just up and leave.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll tell them I can up and
I
leave.
can up
and my
and
ass
leave.
might be old, but I'm still young
That's
enough
right.
to eat ranch.
And let me tell you what, my girlfriend will make every one of those shorts and every one of those videos for me.
A woman has gone viral after she was kicked off a plane claiming that she had played a video too loudly, but other passengers aren't having it.
Josh Pate.
Now, there have been plenty of viral videos of unruly passengers being escorted from planes before they've even taken off, with some even causing mid-flight diversions because of their behavior. It's something that unnerves other passengers as well as cabin crew and can severely hamper onward journeys. At the end of February, TikToker JCMac03 uploaded a short video of a woman having a dispute with American Airlines staff on a plane before it was supposed to depart for Miami. Quote, "I'm not getting off. I paid for it. I played a video for 30 effing seconds at 50% sound, and that's the effing reason you're kicking me off, question mark." She yelled at staff before urging them to call the police after continuing to argue with flight staff, where she said that she, quote, stopped playing the video aloud after a, quote, second warning. The woman was led away by police. Now, they also claim the woman was drunk and was shouting at passengers.
Well, she looks like a peach to sit with.
Yeah.
I will tell you, man, plane etiquette is next level bad.
Yeah.
And I think people, the more they see this, the more comfortable they getting acting a fool.
I agree. And I will tell you this. We need to show this part more. Them being handcuffed and and drug out.
And walked out?
Yeah. We shouldn't walk them out. We should drag them out.
Honestly, if it is a legitimate reason that you are escorted off a plane for behavior like this, you should be banned from that airline probably for
Not
life.
from that airline,
and
from flying.
Well, I was going to say you probably a 2-3 year flight restriction.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go probably for life, depending on, I guess every
Banned
action.
from everything except Spirit.
No, it's got to be like a parole board at that point. You've got to come back and tell me you've changed your ways, and I've got to allow you to fly the friendly skies again.
Like I'm Red from
and
Shawshank.
I'm telling you guys, I'm flying a week from today. I'm nervous as heck, and if someone starts acting like this, I'm going to get off, walk off the plane, and rebook my next flight.
Well, because they'll argue a lot of times. You know who controls when that flight leaves? Is the old pilot.
Yeah.
And if the captain has said, I ain't leaving till she's off, he ain't going to push back from the gate. I'm
going to get off, and I'm not flying with her.
Yeah, because that captain's getting paid whether that flight goes or not.
Even if they calm her down with a little alcohol, I want off. I don't want to be there with her.
There's so many people that just fly with anxiety, and to get more people heightened on that with, this unruly behavior.
Yep.
I don't get it. Got a Florida car wash worker caught on surveillance video taking down a man who was approaching the business armed with an axe. Well, we have axes a lot in
We
trash.
do, but good play by the...
Deputies
nice tackle.
said that they were called on Sunday night due to the disturbance. When they arrived, deputies said they found 18-year-old worker restraining the suspect, who ended up being 36-year-old Bryce Thayer. Investigators learned that Thayer approached 2 car wash employees as they were closing and was told to leave the property. The sheriff's office said that Thayer, quote, became irate, and when approached the workers, he had a threatening manner about him while wielding an axe. 18-year-old lunged at Thayer, trying to disarm him. He got Thayer to the ground while another worker removed the axe from his grip. This is an aggressive 18-year-old. I would have been like, he's got an axe.
Yeah.
We're going to call 911, and we're going to wait and see what happens here.
Yeah. Nice of them to use the Big 12 floor. It lit up red when they got the axe away from him.
Watch the fourth guy come in. This is my favorite part of this video. All right, third guy comes in. Watch fourth guy. Everything under control. Okay, we got him. Okay.
Yeah.
Good job.
Supervise.
Yeah, good job.
That was a long 20-yard run.
Yeah, I was going to get over
on that single leg takedown also.
I mean, we got a hero.
Oh yeah, he's a wrestler. You can tell.
Yeah, we got a hero right here. But I like fourth guy comes in. He's like, I just make sure, man. I was going to get over as quick as I could.
Arnold Schwarzenegger back in the news. He has plans to return to some of the biggest movies of the 1980s that are cornerstones of his career: Predator, Commando, and Conan the Barbarian. You told me this the other day. I didn't believe it, but the action star. Famous for a ton of movies. Most audiences would associate Schwarzenegger with the Terminator, as he's appeared in 6 movies throughout the franchise. But the star is planning to dip back into 3 franchises.
Oh, okay. I was confused. I thought they were combining all 3 movies for a second. And I was like, that's not going to work.
During recent appearance at the Arnold Sports Festival in Ohio, the iconic star told the audience he's in conversations with 20th Century Studios for a new Predator movie. And there are scripts in the works for Commando 2 and a King Conan movie. Interesting.
Yeah. I've never seen any of them.
Which one is that one?
That is Conan. And for the King
Conan the O'Brien
movie, yeah, it is AI generated. The director of the Mission Impossible movies, Christopher McQuarrie, will be writing and directing.
Okay.
The guy that actually wrote Usual Suspects. I don't know if you guys saw the Arnold documentary on Netflix. Really good.
Yeah, I did not.
I did not. Do y'all know they're trying really hard to make Birmingham a consistent film destination?
So Alec
Yes.
Baldwin is downtown shooting a film, or he was the other day.
I had a friend that lives close by and was walking, not to a Jamba Juice, but those Jamba Juices on my mind from DTF, but was walking to get a coffee or something and didn't notice it walking by, but they were on a break coming back, and he noticed all the NYPD cars that were parked outside, and he was like, why is it New York City police here?
Interesting.
And then he asked questions. It was Alec Baldwin. They were shooting a movie. They used the downtown like it's cheaper than actual streets of New York.
It's amazing how many movies have been filmed here over the last decade, because when I was living downtown 10 years ago, they were filming movies.
Well, people in the chat were like, DTL or DTF, what is it?
St. Louis.
St. Louis is being filmed in Georgia. And they're like, that just doesn't make sense. Well, A lot of crap's filmed in Georgia right now.
Yeah, Atlanta's actually pretty good to filmmakers
Yeah.
as far as tax credits.
Yeah, they make it
like
cheaper
that.
on them.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what they're doing here.
New York hates filmmakers.
I was talking with somebody from
does Cali.
There's a commission that's in charge of this, and we're giving them tax breaks. They just need enough consistent projects to have the boom operators, the technician people that would live here.
Yeah, you've got a union,
Right.
and for those guys to be able to relocate, you've got to have enough work to provide them with.
That's right, because now when projects are here, we're bringing them in from Atlanta usually.
Yeah, I was more surprising on the Alec Baldwin. I didn't know he was back working.
Yeah, I mean, this would be his first film back, right? Since that incident?
Since Ruston.
Yeah.
Was it Ruston? Rust. Did you ever see it?
I did not.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I think this
kind
is-
of felt like people that would go see it.
Yeah,
It was
for
out
that
of morbid
reason.
curiosity.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
know.
well, which is the shot? Even though they announced that that shot wouldn't be in the movie at all.
Yeah.
So I just skipped it. It just felt gross.
Yeah.
And like it would be a bad movie outside of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, on top of all that.
More importantly.
Hey, don't forget the next reel is coming out soon.
Already out.
Already out. Okay.
Yep.
With the clips or without the clips?
It's got clips, just not from one battle after another or Hamnet.
All right. So it's post-pro and ready to go. Episode 2 is up right now. Auburn plays basketball in a couple of hours after the Kentucky-LSU game. Kentucky leads LSU 25-21 first half play there. Auburn back into the field today, according to Lenardi. If Indiana loses and they win, Indiana has Northwestern tonight, Big Ten Network. So an Auburn win, and then you start scoreboard watching. Indiana plays today. SMU has Louisville. That's a losable game for them.
And SMU's got a player out, too. They
Yeah.
got a guard out.
UCF, do they play today? Yep, they play Cincinnati. Losable game for UCF. Of course, then you have to worry about Cincinnati, who's behind you. That's the way the bubble works. But the possibility is there for Auburn to have some good bubble news today, and we'll recap all that tomorrow. Give me the computer screen, Forster, as we head out here. The Oscar picks are in. That's LT and Tyler. That's what it looks like. That's what you're looking for on our YouTube channel to go watch the next reel. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.